Welcome, everybody, to episode 102 of the ADV podcast. We're very glad to have you here.
Let me guess, going to be talking about something important today?
You are absolutely right. We're talking about something important, but don't worry, there's going to be a little bit of humor involved as well. So, you know, when you think that we're being all serious and stuff, don't worry. There'll be times where we break it up with a little bit of laughter. Good. You might want to put those on so you can see.
Yeah, so I can actually see. You know, my eyesight's terrible, like blind as a bat without these things.
I heard you're like 2500, right?
Yeah, I'm just 20/0 vision.
Oh, that'd be excellent. Actually.
Oh, is it the other way around? So it shows you.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
let
us begin. 1 second here. I just need to do a little.
Let's saunter on into it.
Oh yeah, we'll saunter on into it. So how about you click the what's new thing? And this is. You know, you're supposed to say the...
Oh, this is where we talk about what is new, particularly in regards to China. So we're going to cover a lot of important stuff, but there's a couple little funny things in here today, too, just in case you didn't know how to feel.
Pretty much. Okay, guys, we're going to start out... Look, we're going to start out with something a little serious today. We're going to talk about something good, but also bad, I suppose.
Yeah.
The good thing...
is bad, I think.
The good thing is, you know, we have these, I guess you could call them friends, really, who have decided to go out there and translate what's happening. How do people wear glasses, by the way? These frames are in my peripheral vision everywhere.
You'll get used to it.
Okay, anyway. So there's this, by the way,
That's bloody outrageous.
for those of you wondering, you know. Anyway, sorry. There's this movement. It's called the Great Translation Movement. Okay, and it's on Twitter. There's an official Twitter, which we shared last time. Okay, we'll put it in the description somewhere, I guess.
It's not time to loosen the ties. I'm tightening it up.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the Great Translation Movement has been making waves, okay? It's been turning up like everywhere.
It was in massive articles, actually. And there was something, I actually didn't share them on purpose. Because I don't want the wrong type of press.
Oh, you mean the articles?
Yeah, the articles. Because what happened is the Great Translation Movement is a bunch of Chinese people that state media in China is going after by saying they're overseas Chinese and they're brainwashed and, you know, they're not actually Chinese people. Well, they're actually Chinese people.
Yeah.
And they're very fed up with how the Chinese government operates and how they brainwash their citizens of their own country. So they go out there and they translate things so that people in the rest of the world can understand what people are saying in China, right?
Yeah.
But these articles on some of the Western media sources were bad. And I'll tell you why. They were highlighting it, which was giving them attention, which was good.
Yes.
But they were saying things like, our experts say that this doesn't necessarily represent anyone's beliefs in China. This is not actually how people think in China. Yeah. Which, when I read that, I was like, you got to be kidding me. There's a lot of stuff on there that's definitely like, okay, whatever. You know, it's just some haters online. But there's entire things like, for example, what we're about to cover here, which is just a translation of the CDC from Shenzhen.
Yeah.
So what do you mean that doesn't represent Chinese people's beliefs? It's from the government, right?
So for those of you who don't know, the Great Translation Movement is a bunch of volunteers, Chinese people, mainland Chinese people, and a few abroad, who have decided that they want to translate what's being talked about on Chinese social media, because Chinese social media really does shape society in China. It's the kind of thing that what's relevant in China at the moment will be talked about and will be bumped up to the top of Weibo and other Chinese social media. And you can tell because of the amount of engagement, the amount of upvotes, the amount of shares. So if you've got a document or a topic that is going viral in China and being shared out and talked about, you know that's a very good way to gauge what's going on in the mentality, the zeitgeist in China. So they've been doing that. They've been taking the top posts and they've been translating them. Now, unfortunately, something that the Chinese government has been relying on for the longest time is the language barrier. Foreigners can't read the Chinese internet, okay, from most countries. Most people can't read Chinese. So when they're out in the open discussing publicly how they support the Russian invasion and how much they hope that the Ukraine falls and the terrible things they want to do to the Ukrainian women and that kind of thing, it's out there publicly, and it's all good because nobody knows, because nobody's reading it. But this great translation movement comes along, starts to translate some of these awful things that are being said publicly, being upvoted, discussed, shared, going viral, trending. they start to translate them into English, and people are like, wait a second, is this really the way Chinese people think? Is this really the way China thinks? Is this China's position? And it's really making the Chinese government furious. It's making them scared. It's making them worry now that, their secrets are being uncovered, basically.
I mean, I'm more interested. The thing about the Great Translation Movement, it's not one angle, right?
Yeah.
I don't really care about what some random internet trolls are saying about like a basketball game.
Sure.
Or like, some bullshit thing that doesn't really matter. But when they actually translate very important things that shed light on what the sentiment on the ground is in China, it's important because that language barrier is broken down and we can finally figure out what the Chinese government, what they're doing to penetrate the zeitgeist of the populace and what's actually sticking. So this actually came up here. We want to pull this up. What are you doing?
I just want to bring it up.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
The glasses are not doing their trick.
No, I mean,
I'm just joking. I'm joking. I can't even read that.
I can read it fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see, I told you, it's different.
It's
You're
different,
sitting there.
So anyway, this is from this is your expertise.
Okay. So what happens is in China you have official accounts, official WeChat accounts and official Weibo accounts for every department of the government and for every hospital or every important company or whatever has an official WeChat account and an official Weibo account. Okay, and how that works? Oh, I'm quiet. Sorry. Oh, I'll speak louder then. Sorry, I'm too far away. So what happens is somebody's put in charge of this official WeChat account, and their job is to put out announcements and put out anything that's relevant to but it's relevant. Like everything that comes out of there is an official statement from that enterprise or from that company or that government organization. Okay. So the Shenzhen Nanshan CDC, Center of Disease Control, which I've actually been to, by the way. I've got footage of myself going there. I went there to go and train some of the doctors before the Universiade in Shenzhen. They, on their official WeChat account, they put out this statement, okay? And this is something that the Great Translation Movement was like, what the hell, and they translated it, okay? Let's read what it says. It says, some people may also say, look at the death of more than 1 million people in the United States now. And they are not complaining about the government. They are free, and human rights come first. No one cares if they don't wear masks. That is because they have been fooled and crippled by Western values. Have you ever thought about going to heaven to talk about freedom and human rights? Of course, most people in the West believe in Christianity and yearn for heaven, Hall of Fame, and after the outbreak of the coronavirus, the vast majority of the deaths are elderly, which can reduce the burden on insurance companies and pension insurance. Why not capitalists? Right? In this wave of epidemics as of yesterday, blah, 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 there were... Actually, I should say March 28 because that gives it a date. Yeah. 10 o'clock, March 28. There were 284,683 confirmed cases in Hong Kong, and the number of confirmed deaths had reached 7,420. The fatality rate was 2.6064. If calculated based on the total population, about 7.6 million Hong Kong, the mortality rate is 97.6. What.
This goes on.
Yeah, it goes. But the gist of this is to say, look how bad America is. Look how good China is dealing with this, because we don't have these death rates. We just, America, they wanted people to die because it's good for their insurance companies and stuff. It's like a conspiracy theory. And on top of that, the reason they're trying to be all bragging about how well they're doing is there's this internal battle right now between Shanghai and Shenzhen on which city performs better during this COVID lockdown.
Yeah, I'd actually like to explain that for a second. This battle that you're hearing about, and the reason it's important is actually Shanghai and Shenzhen vying for the central government's approval because Xi Jinping decided that China's going to buckle down and do this zero COVID policy, while the rest of the world kind of goes, well, we're vaccinated, let's see how we mitigate this, keep our economies on track and keep people healthy. China's like, no, we're going to lock people inside of huge, massive dungeons, basically.
Sure.
And anybody, even if they're asymptomatic or they're not that sick or whatever, they are going to get priority over patients that are actually dying, right?
Yeah.
That's all because they want to vie for the love and support of Beijing. They want more funding for their hospitals, their education programs, all this kind of stuff. So they have to double down and say, hey, look, we hit all these quotas, right? Yeah. So we have some media attached to that.
Well, before we do that, I have to say that, first of all, I wanted to confirm that this is true.
Yeah.
I contacted some doctors in Shenzhen, where the Shenzhen CDC is, At first, they were like, nah, that can't be true. Then they looked into it and they're like, yeah, it is true.
Well, some people knew about this.
Yeah, sure. And they were like, yeah, it was put out officially, but they quickly deleted it. Apparently, they deleted this fairly quickly afterwards. And they're like, they don't know who posted it. They can't figure out. But they suspect it's due to all the strain that the doctors are currently under right now. This is their take on it.
I would like to, and I appreciate you doing that due diligence, but I'd like to combat some of that. Not to prove you wrong.
Sure.
To prove them wrong that this was deleted. So go to the next slide.
Okay, I will.
So although this was deleted from the CDC, so we can confirm, by the way.
We can confirm that it was real.
Doctors told Winston that this was, they were at the Shenzhen CDC.
This whole time we haven't been showing it. Sorry.
Oh, here we go. Sorry
okay,
about that.
this is what we've been talking about.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's because you pulled it up here.
Yeah, that's true.
No, this was up for a while.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so Winston confirmed that this was real from the Shenzhen CDC. But what I found out was, although it was deleted from the Shenzhen CDC WeChat, even though they claimed, oh, it's just because they're tired and stressed, so they want to blame it on America, it's actually not been deleted from the rest of the internet.
No, from the rest of the, because it's being shared around like wildfire.
All over the place. And the comments are saying things like, you know, we hope America dies. Everyone there deserves a painful death. Eat shit and die. All this kind of horrible, horrible dialogue. Yeah. Because it's actually allowed to perpetuate. Yes. The Chinese government likes when articles like this come out because it foments more xenophobia.
Yes.
There's a huge campaign right now in China for the Chinese government to make sure that Chinese people are only on the side of China and they don't have anything to do with the rest of the world, particularly the West. We'll actually see that in some of the pro-Russia propaganda they've been putting out.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, bullshit. They have not deleted it from the rest of the internet. The Chinese government can erase anything in 2 seconds.
Yeah, and the fact that it came from an official Center for Disease Control account, it gives it clout. I mean, just imagine the CDC in America puts something out there, okay? People are going to trust it. They're going to see it as being real.
Yeah.
Okay? Look, I've seen some of the internal jokes going around between the doctors and stuff in China, and some of the jokes they're saying are things like, we are blocking people. There are people that are dying and really need medical help. We're keeping them at bay, keeping them outside of the hospital doors while we protect and nurture the people who are actually not sick and asymptomatic.
I'm glad you brought that up. We actually got a leaked clip coming up here from Shanghai that corroborates that too.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, this whole thing about America, I want to just reiterate what it said there before we continue. Is like, apparently, we're so happy in the West now, okay? Because we're free. Because I'll be honest with you, we are free. We haven't ever had a situation where we were forced to, you must be in this place and you're not allowed to leave your house.
Know
and you must be tested every day and do all this crazy stuff. No, we've always been able to go out and do what we want at our own risk. Obviously, at your own peril, you have to, know what you're doing. But anyway, but apparently we're happy and, everyone's not complaining because we've been fooled and crippled by Western values.
And we don't care if we die, we just go to heaven. So.
Yeah, and it's stupid because has anyone ever thought about going to heaven to talk about freedom and human rights? In other words, you're going to die and then you can talk about it?
We were going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I just want to highlight the fact that some of the other slides here from this post were insinuating that it was a biological weapon from the U.S., by the way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, and this is all from the CDC.
Yeah. Imagine if the CDC said... the new illness that is causing people to turn into zombies and eat each other's brains is from China. Yeah. Like you just got that on your phone yesterday.
Yeah, that's because remember, this goes out to everybody.
Yeah.
It's an official account. And if you're following, and in most cases, people are forced to follow any kind of updates as far as COVID is concerned, and you're following the CDC, okay, on your phone, it pops up there. Everyone's reading this and sharing it out. It's got incredible amount of views and discussion around this thing, which has been now deleted, but it's still allowed to propagate around the internet. Anyway, let's move on, like you say, to this.
So this is out of Shanghai. This is another piece of their battle with Shenzhen to see who can defeat the coronavirus faster, right, or better, according to the central government. And what's going on here is that you can see here, this is actually a reward to rat people out. And it says people who enter from outside province or cities must follow the rules to register and report ASAP. Details of their journey, their health status, QR code info, results of their COVID nucleic test, and more. When the COVID control squad or local police pay you a visit, you must energetically cooperate and report to them the truth. This is the important part. If there are people who entered from the outside and didn't register their details, or if they're not mentioned in the info pushed by the higher office, you can get 1,000 yuan if you inform on them, so rat them out.
Yeah.
If they're from Shanghai, you can get 3,000 yuan. So when many people inform on the same trail, only the first informant is awarded. If one group of people inform jointly together, then it is rewarded as a single group. They actually put this out as a way to incentivize people for ratting each other out. And this is actually in line with something we saw. There was a huge campaign to find foreign spies in China.
At some point, it was crazy.
There were people trying to get money by reporting us.
They tried to report us a number of times. A whole group of people went to the PSB in Shenzhen, which is the Public Security Bureau, to report me as a spy. And I actually had a visit from the police and talked to them and everything. And of course, turns out I'm not a spy, so it didn't work and they didn't get their reward.
Snap. That being said,
morons.
This sort of culture is promoted by the Chinese government. It creates a lot of animosity between people.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you got people going around getting money for ratting each other out.
Correct.
Right? Now, this is, again, a symptom of this battle that the Shenzhen and Shanghai are having to vie for the central government support. And we got this leaked clip.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look.
From some nurses in Shanghai, nurses and doctors.
Yeah, so we translated the first little bit, and then we'll talk about what's going on. So we're going to get ourselves out of here so you can actually take a look. Sure. Let's just play this. Oh, before I even start, let me make sure that the audio is correct. I keep doing this every week. Now that we got our new thing, and I keep not having it on the correct thing. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to play it now, so let's watch. Yeah, okay, so...
Does this corroborate with what you were hearing from doctors in Shenzhen?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I really feel terrible for the doctors that I know personally, and of course all the doctors in China right now, because, for instance, my friends in Shenzhen haven't seen their families, they haven't been able to go home, some of them for 20 plus days, almost 30 days. That's a month of just non-stop testing, non-stop, like anything to do with COVID, and they're exhausted. They're absolutely exhausted. They have to sleep at the hospitals, they're sleeping on their feet. Some of them, as you can see, they're complaining for 36 hours. They haven't been able to sleep. They've been non-stop testing. And it's not their fault. It's very easy to make a villain out of the doctors or out of the stormtrooper guys that are coming and locking you in your apartment and stuff. But guess what? At the end of the day, it's not about them, okay? It's about, it's not about them. It's about the fact that the government is forcing them to do it. Okay, they don't have a choice. Okay? Doctors don't get paid a lot of money in China. It's unlike the West. It's the same as being a policeman or something. You get a very normal wage. You get paid, an average doctor's being paid around $1,200 a month. Okay? It's not like they're very high paid, but they are being stressed and they're working incredible hours, and it's absolutely terrible what they're putting up with right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nuts, and it's also, to me, it was the craziest thing when I was looking at some of these uprisings that were happening. I covered that in my video.
Yeah.
They're so isolated. There's a lot of people, thousands of people taking to the streets and protesting and freaking out.
Yeah.
A lot of unrest, but because it's only super, super dire in certain areas, there's whole other areas where people don't even know what's happening.
Sure.
So I'll talk to people and be like, oh, no, there's nothing happening here. And what's actually happening is the Chinese government's going to areas or calling people in certain areas that are not in lockdown, saying, go make a vlog. Go vlog. Are you eating a hamburger in the street to show that there's no lockdown? Meanwhile, there's the people that are in lockdown see stuff like that. They're like super mad.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what are you talking about? We haven't even gotten our food delivered. We had someone reach out to us the other day. All their food's getting stolen off their doorstep.
Yeah, it's true. Well, what happens is this particular person that reached out yesterday, actually. He's living in Shanghai. And how it works is you're only allowed out of your actual apartment once, like one family member is allowed out once a day, okay? And you're not allowed to go out of the complex, just out of your apartment, and you can only go down to the front gate to fetch your food deliveries, right? But what's happening is people's food deliveries are being stolen because everybody's lacking food right now, and there's a shortage of food, and it's difficult to get stuff delivered. So because there's so much demand, of course, everybody in that part of the city is locked down. Everybody's ordering food. So the food delivery guys are completely swamped and they can't fulfill all the orders, of course. So what happens is, okay, it's your turn to go down to fetch your food. You go down and someone's taken it already. It's a pretty dire situation.
Yeah, they're not letting... I got a person on the ground as well in Shanghai. They were telling me that if there's a case in your building, just a case, not you, your whole building gets locked down for 14 days, right?
Right.
If there's something nearby, if your compound, just the whole compound, which can be like 100 buildings, right?
Sure, they're huge.
The whole compound, if there's a case in your compound, you can have one person that can leave your apartment to get deliveries, not go shopping, just to go down to like the garden area to go pick stuff up. So it's getting crazy. Like people are going nuts, and there's a lot of foreigners that are living in Shanghai that are getting like completely ostracized or shouted at or berated because they're like, oh, how, why are you guys here? You brought the virus here, like all this kind of stuff. Why? There was somebody actually quoted, it was hilarious. There was a lady and she was having a discussion with someone and she said, why are we doing all this crazy lockdown stuff if America's just going to send over birds to drop off bioweapons again?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The
birds are going to spread it.
But that's not crazy.
Yeah.
Like for them, that's not crazy because they've been told like 50 different theories from the Chinese government from official channels.
Yeah.
Right? You have this Shenzhen CDC saying it's an American bioweapon, right?
I mean, I got a friend who's living in Shanghai, and he went down to fetch his food was stolen. He complained to the people there, and they said, you don't need to eat, you're fat, because he's fat. You know what I mean?
That's the situation we're in. Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
It's crazy. But anyway, with the protest stuff, it's wild to see these protests because you don't usually you'll see protests for like, oh, they're building a polluting factory near my house. They're not protesting the government.
Yeah.
These are government protests. They're like, how dare you lock me in? We're starving. Our food's gone. I haven't seen my family. There'll be areas where people are in the wrong place at the wrong time and they'll lock down that area. Yeah. Turn it into like a big mass quarantine zone. Yeah. And you'll have a bunch of people in there that are completely asymptomatic, and then a dude will be dying of a heart attack, like an old man. He's like, take me to the hospital. They won't let him in.
No, that's the problem. There's actually a real problem with people that need kidney dialysis, people that need severe treatment for whatever ailment they have, any chronic ailment. They're being refused treatment because all the hospitals are currently clogged up and all the doctors are busy with this ridiculous constant testing, this COVID testing that's just nonstop, because every day people have to get tested in certain parts of the city and in certain compounds. And there are only so many doctors and nurses that can do it. And of course, they also get the local village committees to do it now as well. They give them some basic training to do it. And it doesn't always work out, as we're going to show you in a clip a little later.
But you know what people are pissed off about too?
What?
Is this whole deflection about, oh, this is not happening. Because the people that are under duress right now are realizing how crazy this is. But what they're doing is putting out propaganda like this. And I'd like to play this. So this is these viral videos that are going around. They're actually a lot of them sponsored by the Chinese government.
Yeah.
They're getting people to dance for healthcare workers, right? Just play that.
I'll play that in the background.
So as we watch this in the background, I want to tell you why people are getting so mad at this.
Yeah, sure.
You have people lined up and they're like making kids at school dance for these healthcare workers to show their appreciation. But, they have the cameras out from the local governments that are sending this to the higher ups and being like, look, they're getting like people to dance in front of the healthcare workers, full on like dance presentations and making them stand there to watch it, right? This isn't some spontaneous thing.
Sure.
But it's made out to be that. And people online are spazzing out. They're pissed off because they're under lockdown, right?
Yeah.
They're not getting their food deliveries. They're having to suffer through this, and they're watching these ridiculous displays of showing how thankful everyone is to the CCP.
Who's actually even more annoyed are the healthcare workers themselves.
Yeah.
Look at them. They have to stand there in their freaking hazmat suits, like a statue, watching some stupid young girl or some stupid person dance a stupid dance in front of them. They're tired.
It's bizarre.
They haven't slept in who knows how
36
long.
hours for
They've been doing tests over and over. Now they have to stand there and watch some stupid dance and pretend it's all great and clap.
And I'll tell you, let me read you some, the vast majority of Weibo comments are very negative about this, by the way.
Okay.
People in China are pissed off about this, right?
Yeah.
So let me read to you one of these.
Go for it.
Can't the authorities put a halt on this disgusting practice? Mm-hmm. Also, if you have your creativity to dance for healthcare workers to show gratitude, can't you take your talent to your family's burial grounds and do some disco dancing there for Tomb Sweeping Day?
Sure.
Are the people supposed to be grateful that they get to watch people's performance art? What they need is a more rational arrangement of their working hours and days off. What they need is a more suitable work environment temperature. They need more comfortable rest facilities and food provision and more generous material rewards and promotion prospects. Please ask the local health commission and municipal governments to do something practical. Stop organizing shows that make you feel good about yourself but are embarrassing to other people. All you performers filled with gratefulness and respect, put away your cheap and shameful desire to perform. Either come up with some actual material supplies or just perform a kowtow 3 times. Please, I'm begging you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And this was the general sentiment all over the Chinese internet, because people, they're not being entertained by this. They're like, wait a minute. So I'm not getting my food delivery. My neighbors are all pissed off too. We're under this lockdown. I can't go to work. I can't earn money.
Yep.
And I'm supposed to sit here thinking like, we are so good. Look at everyone performing dances for the
I know,
workers.
it's really crappy.
It's insulting.
Yeah, it really is. Anyway, remember we were talking about perhaps village cadres or whatever doing the tests. Now, here's a clip that... Now, first of all, can't verify when it was taken. It could have been taken... It's pandemic time. It could have been...
Now,
could be 2 years ago. Who knows? But I want you to take a look at this, and then we're gonna discuss a little bit. But take a close look at this clip over here. Okay, there's a test. Okay, good, test. Take the test, put it in the vial. Okay, same swab. Take the same swab out. Test the next person.
Interesting. Let's see that again.
There you go. You go scan your QR code as you line up.
This actually might be old or new. This might be a newer clip.
Yeah, it's tough to say. It's hard to say. This is our country.
Oh, it just sprung up.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Double dip.
Yeah, it's the same swab being used on multiple people is the real gist of this. Now, look, again, I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a minute, okay? Because, look, just as it's about to go in her mouth for the second time, the camera does pan away, okay? I'm going to play devil's advocate because I sent this to my doctor friends again, and they were furious with me, and they were like... What? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let's pause it on the COVID test part.
Yeah, we'll pause on the COVID test part. Okay. Let's see. I'll just get that initial like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So they were furious with me, right? Because they were like, "This can't be true. It's fake." I'm like, okay. First of all, it's definitely in China.
Some people saying it's recent, by the way.
Oh, is it recent? Okay, it could be recent. Who knows? They're like, why is there a Gongchandan flag there? I'm like, well, that's because they have Gongchandan flags outside of every government building. That's obviously a government building. Look at the gate. It's got one of those gates. So it's a government building in a village somewhere, okay, or in a small town, sorry.
Sure.
So that I can explain that part. Then they're like, oh, yeah, well, where's the trash can to throw away the swabs? Okay. Well, my answer to that is that it might be off camera to the left. But why would you need a trash can if you're not throwing away the swabs and using the same one over and over?
There's a big argument about this I also had, right?
Yeah.
I would say the vast majority of my Chinese friends were like, this is horrible, right? But there were some people that were telling, first of all, there were some Chinese people that were telling me that this was not even in China, which is absolute nonsense.
It's in China. You can see the Chinese writing there on the wall.
It's mainland China.
It's on the wall. It's mainland China. That's a Chinese Gongchandan
flag. So that's debunked. My point is, it doesn't matter if this is a setup, right? So this woman gets swabbed, right, for the camera, and then they use the same swab for the next person, but we don't see it go all the way in, right?
Yeah.
That just means that this is set up for bullshit. It's propaganda. It's a propaganda to show, look at how many people we're testing, and they can't even do that properly, right? No. Also, it's still a health hazard, right?
Sure.
You know, whether it got all the way in the mouth or not, it got close enough to where that's an issue,
I
think it might have gone in.
I honestly feel like that to try and, if you were going to fake this, right, you could do it way better.
Well, I mean, fake it for what? It's clear. It's not, I mean, if it's fake, it's just propaganda.
You have to understand, like, you know, there's always a knee-jerk reaction when it comes to, especially Chinese nationalists.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
So share this with a couple of doctors. They're already all pissed off. They've been working really hard, and they're like, "How dare you? What is this fake stuff? Who paid these people to do this type thing?" Yeah. I'm just saying that's their point of view.
Sure.
I personally, when I look at this, I know how chabador it is in China. I know that this is definitely possible, that this is 100% real.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm just putting that out there. We got to be fair.
Yeah. And I mean, it happened. Yeah. Whether its purpose is for propaganda or not, it happened.
Yeah,
it's
happened.
not CG.
No, it's not CG. It's real.
It's not Toy Story 6.
There's a lot of people there, lining up, scanning the QR codes. They're not noticing. You see the woman behind doesn't notice it's the same swab because she's on her phone.
Yep.
Look. See, she's busy doing her thing.
Again, whether this is set up or not, it has the same outcome. Yeah. Right?
Why are you using the same swab for multiple people?
There's no argument here. This isn't like CIA propaganda, right? This is either set up for a photo shoot to say, look at how many people we're testing and they just screwed up. Mm-hmm. Or it's a real testing facility. It doesn't really matter. They're both bad.
Yeah, we just wanted to show you. There's some Chabador stuff going on. Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's what's new.
Yeah, I believe that is what's new.
Yeah.
It was kind of
great.
If you ask me.
Yeah, it was great.
There was some good stuff in there. Just make sure that there's nothing left in the media pack. I'll put it on a
Okay, yeah, sure.
Just to make sure.
No, go straight into our main segment. Our main segment is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be, it is April Fool's today.
We wanted to make some fun math, like a big topic for the fun part. So
yeah, that's explain this.
A fun topic for the big part. So we're gonna do that, but let's do a couple super chats while we're at it.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna start out.
Still have them up, eh? Still worked?
No, these are the ones that went away. Jim Flagg says, "Now that the coronavirus numbers are down everywhere except China, are you guys going to do more bike ride shows?" Well, yeah, mate. And you know what? I'll tell you a secret. If you go to our website, our other channel, ADVChina, you'll see that we had a completely new bike ride this week, actually.
A lot of people don't realize this, but we're still putting content out on ADVChina, and it's unreleased.
Yeah, it's never before seen.
All over the country, all over China.
Places you've never seen before. So
we have lots.
Yeah, check out ADVChina. But of course, we'll be doing more in the future. Charles Womack. The CCP supports pro-CCP YouTubers. You guys are more of the pro-human rights YouTubers as well as pro-funny, not bad raps sort of YouTubers.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you
Appreciate
for noticing that.
Will Smith slapping Xi Jinping. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And the hand of Zhao Lijian.
Wow.
Thank you.
What a name.
Dieter Andrew, thank you very much. I appreciate the idea to go look at that. Jim Flagg. Okay, sorry, I just read that. And then here, Angry Dragon. Is Dazak living in the fear yet?
I don't know. Is he?
Do you know that you got that?
In the fear.
All right. I don't know. Is he living in the fear? I would hope so.
If he's not,
that's pretty outrageous.
He says, FYI, Kremlin propaganda has infiltrated the right, and CCP propaganda has infiltrated the left. I'm sure you all noticed.
That's spooky.
How long does that go on for?
That one's not that long.
It's a freaking long one.
It's not.
Oh, okay. All right. Spooky. Okay, I got you. Angry Dragon says, "Can we get a fast play of all the sound bites?"
We don't do requests on sound bites anymore.
Not just.
It's got to be relevant.
During Yum Chow, we might.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep it in mind. Okay, and then the last one. Will Smith slapping Xi Jinping says, "Xi Jinping lives in the fear of these hands. He can get it. Big Willie style." Nice. I kind of like that. That's funny as all hell. Okay, excellent. So let's move on to our next segment, which is...
guys, keep them coming. The questions coming, all that kind of stuff. We're going to get to it right after this segment, and then in Yum Cha as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Next segment, we have...
It says 2.
Soft Power Hour. Don't worry about it.
You got it. All right.
Soft Power Hour is where we talk about what dastardly things the Chinese government's doing to sway your opinion and kind of have media influence over the world. And this time in Soft Power Hour, it has nothing to do with that. It's just
April
a fun
Fools.
April Fools, we got you.
Yeah, I know. This Soft Power Hour is all about white monkeys.
And this is just going to be a celebration of the absolute absurdity of white monkey jobs, which we have to understand, make you understand. If you guys have not been around for my whole series of white monkey jobs, I've done 3 of them. We've done a couple together.
Yes.
It is when you go to China and you get a job just for being not Chinese. So when we say white monkey job, it originally started as that because they wanted white people mostly because China's pretty racist.
Sure.
I'll be totally honest with you.
Sure.
There's this huge thing of like, if you have darker skin, you're not as accepted in society. White people were always kind of looked up, it was looked up upon. So that actually changed, and then it became a kind of thing where the racism didn't go away, but it was like anybody that didn't look Chinese could find some sort of job that only requires you to not be Chinese.
Yeah, to kind of show, and it's always
we've always hated this.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's a form of foreigner worship, and
it's bad.
It's something to give clout to products. So, for instance, they can use a foreigner to endorse a product, and then the local Chinese people will trust the product more because if a foreigner,
it's ridiculous,
endorses it, then it must be good because they're used to a lot of scams and a lot of bad things when it comes to products, like health, safety.
It's interesting though. It's a dichotomy.
Yeah.
Because there's that foreign worship thing which we hate,
yes.
right? We've equality for all, obviously, but China's really stuck in this idea that hey, we're always going to be catching up to the rest of the world, But now because of the whole new we are stronger than everyone, America's in decline. They're using this whole xenophobic propaganda. Sure. That thankfully changed a bit, but at the same time, what it's done is created hatred and xenophobia for everyone now. So it's kind of like it's a catch-22. But one thing that remained the same throughout our entire careers in China was that you'd get these jobs, right?
Yeah.
Now, Winston and I both have participated in a couple white monkey jobs, but I will say this, unknowingly for the most part.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about them later. Another thing, other than just the using a foreigner to ratify a product, what they're also doing now is they're using foreigners in a more groveling way.
Yeah.
It'll be like, oh, these foreigners love, they feel like China's so much better than where they're from. They use Africans a lot, to do this.
I hate
and
that.
they'll have the Africans being all poor or something, or being like,
Trying to save you.
I don't want US dollars, I only want renminbi. It's this kind of thing that like, oh, look, now the foreigners are looking up to us, and
it's
so they use it in that
ridiculous.
way. It's kind of silly. Anyway,
it's ridiculous.
Let's go through a couple of classics here. Here we've got your classic white monkey job.
Yeah, this is a classic one.
Now, I can actually tell you where this was filmed, and what it was for.
Let's see. Tell us.
This is for a real estate promotion, okay?
I mean, when I want to buy a house, I think of Naked White Mermaid Man.
Remember our friend who died?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Brian.
Exactly. Now, he used to do this for a living. Not this particular mermaid stuff.
I will say his was
talented,
pretty innocent.
He would go and pretend to play music on stage.
Right.
Okay.
And he could really play music.
He could, but they didn't want that.
No.
They wanted to play like Celine Dion or something and have him pretend he was strumming a guitar.
Right.
So what our friend would do is he'd go to these events. Now, the reason I'm talking about him is he knew these people, that would do the mermaid stuff and the merman stuff and all that. So what they do is every time...
Merman.
Every single time there would be a new real estate event, because that's how they sell these houses. They don't build them. They have these big, fancy events, And prospective investors and buyers go to these events. And then they have all the houses that they're going to build, and you can book one, and you pay your deposit. That's how they...
Before they exist.
Yeah, and they won't exist for a long time, and when you finally get it, it'll be a piece of crap,
Yeah.
But... it'll still be worth a lot of money. That's how the Chinese real estate market works. So they have to sell this. So they set up a big show, and it's all fancy, and they have foreigners there to pretend to play music, and they have foreign mermen and
merman.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll have Russian dancers. They go do sort of the samba dance and all this kind of stuff, and they do all this. So that's what
it's
this
like
is.
anything to make it look exotic. And the thing is, when I go into a real estate thing, I've seen ones where it's like a beautiful girl and a handsome guy, and they're standing in suits and they're presenting champagne. Okay, as cheesy as that is, at least that's kind of semi-normal.
Yeah.
When I go in to spend $1 million on an apartment in Shenzhen, I don't want to see this guy laying down in a merman suit.
No, I don't actually ever want to see this guy under any circumstance.
Yeah.
I mean, now I got to say that if you have any self-dignity, this is not the job for you.
To be fair, we have to shame ourselves.
Oh,
it's coming up.
Totally.
But we didn't do merman.
Yeah, exactly. Now, there's another kind of oh yeah.
This is as degrading as it gets.
Yeah.
Can we play that again?
Sure. This is where they dressed up foreigners to pretend to be sheep.
And I'll tell you why they would do that.
Yeah.
It would probably be a promotion for a school.
Yeah.
So these would be the foreign teachers that work at the school, and they're like, hey, look, let's set up a petting zoo. Let's make the foreigners into animals.
Yeah, here we go. I love this.
They really got in character, didn't they?
Yeah, especially this dude in
Well,
white.
he actually took a nibble.
Yeah.
Didn't they? So I'll go back one more time. I want people to absorb this. Mm-hmm. it doesn't really get lower than this. Do you think? I think Merman's more dignified than that.
I think so, because think about it. He's got an underwater kingdom.
He does.
They've got a sheep pen that they, what is going on?
One thing I will say.
Yeah.
Both are, we should call PETA, because that dude, he's got no water. It's like floundering around on land.
True.
Right? That's not fair.
No,
Can't
it's not
breathe.
fair. It's not fair.
These guys probably should be out in a nice field, not on fake grass. They're going to choke on the plastic.
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's play that one more time. This is just, to me, the most degrading thing I've ever seen for a white monkey job.
It's pretty degrading.
That's bad, but I think sheep's worse. I mean, it's literally an animal with bells on.
I don't know. We should make a poll.
Let's poll.
How do you do the poll?
That's my job.
Yeah.
Go to
Show me how to do this.
I believe it's up here.
Okay, and then you
click it, and then no. Oh, here it is. Poll.
Where?
Down there.
That's not a poll. Create a poll. Okay, so which
is worse? Which is more humiliating?
I'll just say which is Your keyboard sucks.
What are you talking about? It's great.
The space bar is terrible.
Oh, is it?
Which is more humiliating?
Sheep.
Merman
or sheep?
Or sheep. And then
it's definitely sheep.
Probably, but let's just do it anyway.
Yeah, for sure. We believe in democracy.
Yeah.
So that's like the most shameful thing is like you're a prop. Yeah. Right? You're a prop. You're a dehumanized prop. Right?
Sure.
But then there's another category, and that's like when you need your visa. So a visa is when you're living in a country and you're not from that country. You need to have a visa for it. It allows you to live there, right?
I can't believe you have to explain that, but
Dude, there's going to be people out there that don't even have a passport.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So a visa allows you entry and to stay in another country. So you have a work visa, you can have a business visa, you can have a tourist visa. And a lot of people that were living in China, they would go there and be on a tourist visa.
Yeah.
And they'd have to go on something called a visa run. So their visa would run out after 1 to 3 months. They'd have to pop over the border to Mongolia or to Hong Kong and then come back and then pretend like they were just being a tourist, but actually they were working under the table.
Sure.
Now, when your visa is about to run out,
people start getting
crazy.
They get real like ass kissery, if that's a word, if that's a thing.
And I'll tell you why. There's actually logic behind this.
Yeah.
Because China is so opaque, like oftentimes a foreigner could get a white monkey job that would allow them employment, like legal employment. So maybe a local tourist office or a local government would look at a foreigner and be like, we can use them for propaganda, therefore stamp you got your visa.
Yeah.
And so this is a classic one. This is when your Chinese visa is up for renewal.
If you look at his pants, it says 中国加油, which means
let's go China.
Let's go China,
It's classic.
It's a classic one.
That's when you don't know if you're going to get renewed.
So now we're going to show you a clip of a guy, okay, who's this guy. He's one of those guys who's gone after us in the past and stuff, but it's just hilarious because his visa was about to run out, okay? So he thought that he's going to do something to make sure that he gets his visa renewed.
Can I set this up just so people don't feel bad?
Sure.
This guy has brutally gone after us. Never even done anything to this guy. What was the whole thing with that? Why was he attacking us?
Just to get views.
Just to get views.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's just a horrible person.
He's a guy that got arrested in Hong Kong for...
He went to jail.
Was it millions of dollars in fraud?
Yeah. He went to jail.
He's a bad guy. For years.
He got kicked out of Thailand by all the sex pets there because they thought he was bad.
Yeah, he was that bad. Right.
He's a bad guy.
And he tried to pimp his wife out for views on how to get massages.
Either way, it doesn't matter. He's a scumbag. But this is the perfect example of a guy who is about to have his visa expire and he's trying his best to get it renewed.
It's so sad. He channels this guy so much.
So let's play it for you rather than just talk about it because it's freaking hilarious.
It's one of the best. And this is unseen. We have not played this before.
No, and we'll get out of the picture here, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Hello everyone, this is Sonia. You see that? Sonia! I don't need this anymore. 我是中国，我爱中国 I love China. 我爱中国，我爱海南，我爱三亚，漂亮，看好漂亮。China is clean. China is beautiful. China is safe. China is developed. China is friendly. China has so much more to offer than all the other countries that I have visited. China is the most lovely place. That's why I wear my shirt. 我爱中国. China has to offer delicious food. 好吃，好吃. Man, it is so unbelievable. It is so delicious. And you can try everything, you know, it doesn't matter. Look at this. Most beautiful beaches. The beaches are pearl white.
Well, actually, we ran a swatch program to double check his claim of pearl white. Turns out it's more of a I don't know, butternut squash whiskey orange, really.
Yeah, if you want the hex code, it's hashtag C59B78. Just if you want to go to Home Depot and get that paint code.
Yeah, it's not pearl white, though.
No.
Clean, unbelievable. Look at this. If we compare to the beaches with Europe, fully and crowded with people drinking beer, making noise the whole day. This is China. I had to tell this because I love China. 我爱中国.
Yeah, okay.
So for all you guys that don't speak Chinese out there, he's trying to say certain things, but we transliterated directly what he was actually saying because he can't speak Chinese at all.
It's pathetic. The guy had been living in China for a long time.
Oh yeah, like longer than me, I think.
You know, doing white monkey jobs. Actually, he's a good example of a white monkey. He was appearing in like local productions. And
yeah, he's in some movies. He was in this movie, Chinese movie, where he was a famous Swedish discoverer, like archaeologist.
But he only appeared for like 2 minutes in the movie to like smoke a cigarette.
He smokes a cigarette, and then they're like, then he came to China and discovered the dragon bones.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But anyway, this guy's up for visa renewal, and he's losing his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because he's so worried that he's not going to get renewed. He ended up homeless, actually, in the Netherlands. But
well, first of all, this thing, he didn't, like you say, he didn't get renewed and he had to leave China. Yeah. So this failed. It was a failed attempt. The fact of the matter is, though, he's in Sanya, which everybody knows is like all the shill jobs start with Sanya.
Shill haven.
It's like the Hawaii of China,
so
right?
Not.
Well, you'll see in a minute because we have another little bit of a clip to show you. But we wanted to explain what he's trying to say here because he starts out with, okay, he's in Sanya.
I don't need this anymore. 我是宠物.
He says, 我是宠物.
Yeah.
Which he's trying to say,
我在中国.
You think he's saying 我在中国? That makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
That's what he's trying to say. But he says, 我是宠物.
Which means I shoe pets.
Yeah.
我在中国 means I'm in China. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, exactly.
我是宠物. I'm telling you, it's not us being pedantic. That is so wrong.
Yeah, it's so, you know, like if you were a Chinese speaker and you heard him,
you'd be like,
we've put the Chinese characters up of what he's saying in Chinese, which is totally wrong.
我爱宠物.
I love pets.
I love China. 我爱中国. 我爱海南.
Hainan. He's supposed to say, 我爱海南, you know, like Hainan is the place he's in.
He's supposed,我爱海南.
Yeah.
But he's saying, 我爱海南. Ha is like a clam. Like a written word for clam.
I love
Hainan,
clam,
like
man. I love clam,
Can
man.
someone please make fan art of I love clam man?
I love clam, man.
This guy, dude, we never did anything to this guy, right?
Never.
But he went after us brutally for some reason. But if he sees I love...
time.
Oh my God.
Anyway, sorry.
If he sees I love Clam Man as fan art, he's going to actually have a conniption.
It's actually quite funny. He did. He created a whole shitstorm going after me at one point.
Why?
Just to get views. That was the only reason. Just because, you know.
You never talked to him.
No, never. But then I did actually find out where he was, and I called him up, and I was like, what's going on here? You know?
You didn't threaten him.
No, of course not. I was like, what's the reason for this? And then he was like, I said, please go watch my videos. And he said, oh, okay. After I watched your videos, I was wrong.
Oh.
He's just looking at my titles.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Interesting.
Still a funny shill gig here.
Yeah, anyway.
Failed shill gig.
I love Clam Man. What's next?
我爱Sanya.
I love, he says Shanya.
Yeah, instead of Sanya, like the city.
Which sounds
like... He's supposed to say I love Sanya, which is the city he's in.
So, Mountain Duck.
Mountain Duck.
漂亮.
You got 漂亮 right.
He got that, I'll give it to him.
Yeah. Which means pretty.
很好漂亮.
But you don't say 很好漂亮.
It's kind of like, we tried our best to transliterate this into very goodly, beautiful. It'd be like saying like very goodly, beautiful.
Yeah, because you'll say 很好, just means like really good. If someone says like, oh, you want to do this, you're like, yeah. good, or it's like, wow, 很好,
Yeah.
means
Oh,
you did
that's
a good
great.
job,
Yeah,
you know,
good.
非常好, that kind of thing. So it's weird. It's just bad grammar.
China is clean. China is beautiful. China is safe. China is developed. China is friendly. China has so much more to offer than all the other countries that I have visited. China is the most lovely place. That's why I wear my shirt. 我爱中国.
He loves pets, dude.
He does.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But, you know, this is the epitome of shilling, though, isn't it? You're just like, how can you this is the worst brown-nosing I've ever seen. You go and buy the I Love China shirt.
For this video, because you know your visa's running out.
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
Yeah. It is.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
China has to offer delicious food. 好吃.
So, I don't know how to explain. This
Yeah.
is one of those ones that's going to be so hard to explain if you're not a Chinese speaker.
Yeah.
You would never just go, it's like you're reading some massive epic scripts. Like,
Yeah.
But you wouldn't use that word to describe that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You could say a full sentence like, 我很喜欢中国菜，中国菜好吃.
Yeah.
But you just 好吃. It's just
Yeah.
saying yum.
Yeah, exactly. And then 很好吃.
好吃. Man, it is so
Doesn't- again,
unbelievable. It is so
you
delicious.
don't say that.
And you can try everything. You know, it doesn't matter. Look at this. Most beautiful beaches.
This is not the most beautiful beaches. It
No,
looks-
and by the way, those do not look like that when it's nice weather, I'll tell you that.
No, you see, right now, because he's there in winter or whatever, it's empty. But those are packed and it's crowded like crazy. You actually don't want to be there during the good season.
Oh, no.
Any Chinese beach during the good season is a nightmare.
Oh, dude, Hainan sucks, by the way. I love a lot of places in China. Hainan is not one of them. Anyway, chilling for
The
the wrong
beaches
place.
are
Yeah.
pearl white.
Again, really just want to call this out. Not pearl white. Empirical
Clean.
proof right here. He has eyes, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that sand.
He did say that this is the most beautiful
This
beach.
is true. This
So
is true.
maybe he's on drugs.
I would not be surprised.
I mean, I'm just maybe in his
Minecraft, I'm not
mind.
gonna-
Yeah, I'm just saying maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's dementia. Who knows? Anyway, the fact of the
Unbelievable.
matter is,
Look
there's
at
nothing wrong with the beach. Nothing wrong with that. But it's not like it's terrible. But you know, don't big it up.
No.
If we compare to the beaches with Europe, fully and crowded with people drinking beer, making noise the whole.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a beach full of people drinking beer. To be honest.
I'm just going to go out there and say he's clearly never seen a beach in China if he doesn't think it's not full of people
Yes.
drinking beer and making noise.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is go into Google and type in China beach.
Yeah, go to Dameisha, man. Like I used to go there all the time. It's wow, is it an experience?
Yeah.
We made a video about that. Actually.
Yeah.
day.
Kleinman's still talking.
This is China. I had to tell this because I love China. 我爱中国.
He changed it up a little this time
Yes,
because instead of
Chongwo.
Chongwu, he said Chongwo.
Yeah, war is like a Jew war, means like a pigsty, basically, like or a barrow or a warren, I suppose you'd say, like a
Yeah, like a pig.
Like you say-
like a hovel.
you know, like they say
a den.
a den, because you say 兔子不吃窝边草,
Yeah.
so that means the rabbit doesn't eat the grass around its burrow,
Yeah.
and that means don't
burrow.
don't dip your pen in company ink, don't screw the crew, you know. In other words, don't get into a relationship with someone at work.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a Chinese saying, I
Yeah,
suppose,
I like it.
idiom. You know, so and that's a warbian. So it's like the towel that's bien your wall. You know what I'm saying?
It's next to the burrow.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
I love worm nests.
he loves worm nests.
It's like a worm burrow.
Anyway, we thought, you know, a video popped up actually on our subreddit, which
Yeah.
we're going to just show you a clip from it, which is actually shot on the exact same beach by another foreigner. Same beach by a different foreigner.
Talking about white monkeys.
Yeah, we'll just get out of here and we'll take a look. It's just a short clip from that.
Welcome to Sanya, China, tropical China. Have a look. What can I say about island life? China's island life. It's terrible. Yeah, Sanya, China. Overrated. I do not recommend. So I doubt anybody watching, whoever happens to watch this somehow, will be thinking about coming here anyhow. But this is China's paradise. China's paradise is mediocre.
I put this guy's, he was like, no one's going to watch this. So anyway, his link is in the description. We don't know who this is, by the way.
Yeah.
It was just posted. It had like 2 views on our subreddit. We were like, this is hilarious because this is the same beach that dude
it's
was
the same
on.
beach. It's the exact same
that
beach.
Clam Band was on.
Yeah, Clam. I love Clam Man.
Just imagine that bumper sticker.
Yeah, I love Clam Man. Yeah.
It's like instead of I love New York.
Yeah, I know. I love Clam Man. I love Worm Nest, Yeah.
Anyway, this guy's in the description.
Yeah, if you want to
he has one video and it's this.
So you may as well go over and say hi.
Hey, we
Yeah.
saw you.
Yeah, exactly. No, nothing bad about this guy, by the way.
I don't know.
I reckon he's having a bad China
He's probably
day.
having a bad China day. We've all been there.
We say this. This is something that happens, and it's like when you live in China as a foreigner, there are many. What's the correct word to say? There are many sacrifices you have to make. I think that's maybe a word. Like there are so many concessions you have to make. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes.
Because if you grow up in the West, certain things about politeness, like opening a door or holding a door open or, lining up in a queue or whatever, that doesn't happen in China. Okay? So you have to...
It's different.
Yeah, you have to stand back. There are certain things that are not acceptable in Western culture that happens in China
You can
all the
never,
time.
you can't have any sort of expectation for people to be the same in a different country. We've always talked about that. We've never said, "Oh, China needs to do this."
No, it's just
different.
So, there are certain habits that some Chinese people have that will really get on your nerves, like the hocking up of spit in the morning you hear everywhere. And, there are certain just things that really get to you, right? And it takes time, but it builds up and it builds up and it builds up. And then you end up having what people call a bad China day, where you're just so frustrated that you just... lash out. You lash out and you're just like very negative about everything. But that doesn't mean that you actually feel that way. And usually something comes along to remedy that. You'll have a good interaction with someone and all that kind of stuff. And you'll end up...
Someone will be super nice, smile at you.
And then you're like, okay, that's why I'm here. That's why I love China. So, I reckon this guy was just having a bad China day in his defense.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
Anyway. But I do agree with him, though.
Oh, yeah. Hainan sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty bad. It's because it's set up to be this paradise, and it's just not. It's like a tourist trap. Yeah. And it's super hot and overpriced.
And they scam you on the seafood.
Lots of scams.
Yeah.
Anyway, Clam Bam, thank you, ma'am. Let's
mediocre
move
it
on to
is.
the next tier.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. We just kind of wanted to talk about this.
No, this is its own thing.
Yeah. So to explain what this kind of white monkey job is.
So this white monkey job actually is when you do like advertisements or voiceovers. I've had friends that have done voiceovers, or you do commercials for a product, again, to give it more credence. So in this case, this is an engineer, a guy that presumably is an engineer posing as this expert on this product, right? Was it some sort of...
It's a pick and place machine.
Pick and place machine, right?
Yeah.
Machinery stuff.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about this is that they'll have like an archetype of a person. This guy fits the bill.
Yes.
The 50-ish-year-old white guy that looks kind of wise and smart with glasses.
Yes.
It is the type. That is usually what they go for.
Yes.
Right? Now, the problem with this guy, apparently they didn't like his voice.
Yeah.
Because this is one of our favorites. This happens all the time, but this is one of our favorites because they didn't like his voice because they replaced it, obviously, with some dude on Fiverr or something.
Yeah.
Because they want him to sound more like wise and manly.
There's another thing that happens with actually a lot of Chinese production, and that includes TV shows and stuff, is they don't have proper microphones.
Yes.
So when they film something, they just film it with a built-in camera, and they dub it later. They don't worry about sound. So they don't have like boom mics or anything like that. And you'll see this in big productions, they don't do it. They just film them doing their thing, and then afterwards they'll dub it in a studio.
Oh, it happens all the time. If you watch a lot of movies too.
Yeah.
We were looking for White Monkey clips of movies, and they were dubbing over all their voices with different people, just like this guy.
So we'd play a couple of clips of this guy, and it's hilarious.
He's classic.
Yeah, let's
you guys
do it.
might have seen him before.
Oh, absolutely. The
featured him
Neodentech guy? Come on, let's do it.
Everybody.
He's lower.
I am the engineer of Neodentech. We focus on how to make our SMT machines operate more efficiently, assemble more accurately, and use more stably all the time. But today, I'm glad to announce to all of you, yes, we have done it. Someone may ask whether our machine can support 1.2 meters LED strip. Of course, the answer is yes. Neoden 4 not only can bring convenience via efficient automatic rails, ingenious heads designing, and high-definition CCD moving camera also help to ensure mounting accuracy, which absolutely is beyond your imagination. Why not DO-10-4 can do it? This is definitely what you want, I assure. Wow, what a great combination. Yeah, now you can imagine how greatly the efficiency is improved. Neo DO-10-4 absolutely gives you an unprecedented using experience.
Yeah, let's get us back in there.
So I want to say that like Neoden Tech is one of our favorites because these are a dime a dozen everywhere. Like getting the white monkey foreigner to talk about something they might not even know about. But this one was so good because they made his voice like rich and deep, and it so clearly doesn't match who he is.
Yeah, I really like this. Like, someone may ask whether our machine can support 1.2 meters LED strip. Someone may ask. Really? Who?
Someone.
But someone may ask.
Ask whether our machine can support 1.2 meters LED strip. Of course, the answer is yes. Neoden 4 not only can bring convenience via efficient automatic rails, ingenious heads designing, and high definition.
Ingenious heads designing.
That's what I love about this is it's a Chinglish script.
Yeah.
And they already had the guy read it out, and I think he's actually mouthing to the dialogue that the guy's reading, you know, the dub voice. He's probably listening to that and like repeating it basically.
Yeah, it's possible because the lips kind of match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mission CCD moving camera also help to ensure mounting accuracy, which absolutely is beyond your imagination.
Is it though? Is it though? My imagination is pretty expansive.
This pick and place machine is beyond your imagination.
And when I have dreams before sleep, I think about pick and play machines, and I'm like,
pick and place, not pick and place.
Sorry, pick and place machine. I think about like what are the limitations of this?
Yeah,
and I wonder if this goes beyond.
I don't know. Someone may ask.
Why not? DO-10-4 can do it.
What does this mean? Okay, look at that. It says, why not? Neoden 4 can't do it.
I'm reading the Chinese. Yeah, no, it's like it can do it. It can do anything, right?
It's like, why not? It can do it. But it says can't do it. Why not? Neoden 4 can't do it.
That's not a very good thing to say.
No, it's not.
But this is definitely what you want, I assure.
That's what I say in advertisement.
I assure. Yes.
Wow, what a great combination. Yeah, now you can imagine how great...
You can't even go that low. It's like,
This is such an incredible advert.
I've seen it 100 times.
But every time.
Dude, it has like 4,000 views or something. This never went viral.
Yeah.
This is something you found, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is just so, again, there's so many of these ads, but there's none that have come close to this Chabador level of bullshit like dubbing.
It's so cool, though. I love it, yeah.
I wonder if this guy knows Clam Man.
I doubt he does.
Okay, probably not.
This guy's on a different level. This guy, I think, is actually just like a reasonable guy.
Oh, actually, I wasn't calling that guy Clam Man. Clam Man's like an ethereal being.
Oh, Clam Man's an ethereal. Okay, maybe. Yeah. But this guy is so excited.
Oh, he's so good.
It's exciting.
I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, me too. Because
if we could get him on the show, it'd be incredible.
But his voice doesn't sound like that.
But we can assure you that we could change that.
I assure.
Wow,
we have
what a great combination.
Yes.
Yeah, now you can imagine how greatly the efficiency is improved. Neoden 4 absolutely gives you an unprecedented using experience.
Whoever you are.
Yeah, anyway, we're going to move on to a different kind of white monkey. Talk about some of our personal experiences. The guy you see in the background is actually a friend of ours. And he was
a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He was explaining, a white monkey job. He's got roped.
We thought his explanation of it is good to set up what we
Yeah,
did.
so let's just show you that quickly. Okay, so let's hit it.
I'm going to be doing one where it just involves me teaching a couple of classes, short classes, for a school that I don't work for, in order for them to pretend like they have foreign teachers in order to make the school look good.
That is exactly, Austin said it perfectly for what I'm doing here. So something along the lines of my...
Oh, there's me doing something there.
There's something along the lines of like a family member of mine needed me to go help out a dude that had a school.
There
right?
you are. Yeah, there you are. Right.
I have no idea what this school is. This is a family favor, okay? Right. So I go out there and they told me I'm just going to go play some games with the kids or whatever. I was like, fine, I'll do it, right?
Yeah.
But what it actually was a white monkey gig because they had me pretending, they introduced me on here that I was a teacher at their school. So this place just opened up.
That says 中国大外语, you know.
Yeah, it's
Jüri.
Waiyu, right? It's foreign language, but they don't have any Waigua in there. There's no foreigners there.
Yeah, but they have you at the big opening ceremony, so the parents think there's foreigners here.
There were sign-up sheets, right?
Yeah.
So what they were doing is saying, look at these cool foreign teachers that we got all the way from America. And so if you come here and sign up your kids, like these kids they have presenting, right?
Yeah.
Then you will also have this foreign teacher, so then they can charge more money. So I got furious at that when I got an inkling of that happening.
Yeah.
So my friend and I, instead of actually putting our heart into this, because it's a scam if you think about it, we decided to make it into an advertisement for Pizza Hut mouthwash, something that we just made up. So we did this. They were filming us. Yeah, you can hear us actually do a shout out for that because we were mad. We were like, screw these people.
Well, did you see that, by the way, the professional camera?
Yeah.
See that? And they'll
use it for ads. I'm probably on ads.
Yeah, not only will they do that, but they'll also put it in the local press. It'll be on local TV to show like, oh, this initiative or whatever.
I guarantee you that's all over the place. I'm probably somewhere out there on these fake ads for probably multiple schools.
I ended up, I once, when I was looking for extra work on the side, because how it used to work is you'd have these training centers, where you'd have your main job and then you go to the training centers and you'd see if they had extra classes for you. So I went to one and they asked me to do a demo class, and that's normal, right? So they want to test the goods before they buy type thing, So what you do is, you go and you do a class, and if the kids like you and if everything works out and you do a good job, and then they hire you. So anyway, I did the demo class. Everyone loved me. It was great. And they were like, yeah, this is fantastic. We'll get back to you. They never got back to me. And then a couple of months later, I was walking past the that actual thing. And I thought I'd go inside to just ask them, what the feedback was. So I went inside. They had my picture on the wall everywhere. Because they took photos during the demo class, and they had me as an example of like, come sign up, and you'll have foreign teachers.
What you're seeing here is that in the making.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
What happened to you?
They've probably got your picture in their school everywhere, saying like, this is our foreign teacher, that kind of thing.
And you know what my favorite part of this is that all of these videos are probably used over and over again for promotion, and it's me and my friends doing an advertisement for Pizza Hut mouthwash, and that that's being played.
Yes.
In the clips.
Yeah, let's get to that. Where is that part?
It's coming up right here.
Yeah.
This is when I found out about this, by the way.
Yeah. Here it comes.
So, I was nice to the kids and everything.
Obviously. I mean, it's not their fault.
They have the typical, party leaders, at the presentation table judging.
They look with flowers.
Yeah.
Always hated those kind of flowers.
Give a big thank you today. The Pizza Garglers for that fresh marinara feeling all the time. Thank you, everybody.
Everyone's like, woo!
Yeah.
I just love to think. So anyway, that was one White Monkey gig, which I was I'll be honest with you, I was super pissed off when I found out that this was like deceiving people.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing is you a lot of times you don't even know, right? They'll be like, oh, go do this. I don't even know if I got money for that, but you go and get money, or I think a family member got money or whatever. And you go there and you do it, and you're like, wait a minute, this is actually just tricking people.
Yes.
I don't know anything about this product. I don't know anything about this school. I don't teach here. Right?
No, of course.
And it pisses you off.
Yeah.
This one is much more innocent, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, so explain what's going on here.
So I was asked by the local kind of government stuff to go to this, I believe it was Inner Mongolia Olympics or something. And they wanted to have foreigners there. Inner Mongolia is a province in China. Yeah. So they had us like foreigners doing Olympic events against other students.
That's your like 1 meter jump.
That was like a freaking 2 centimeter jump I did.
I'll get back to that.
I scored last place in nearly everything. The race I got last place in. The jump I got last place in. They had a bicycle event. I kid you not, to see how slowly you could ride a bicycle.
Yeah.
And the slower the better. You'll win.
Yeah.
If you're super slow, right? And I could not do it. I am pretty good at riding a bike, but I won the race, meaning I lost the race.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I got wind of doing this, I was like, this is kind of harmless, but I at least wanted some sort of persona.
Yeah.
So I came up with this persona called Mongoose. I cut the band off my Playboy underwear, which was like knockoff underwear from like the local market.
Yeah.
Threw on a soccer shirt. I didn't have any shorts.
So you cut some jeans?
So I cut some jeans and wore those. And then I drew on a mustache and did this whole persona of like being some sort of 1970s. I think it was like a gay gym teacher or something.
Okay, well,
that was my
you
vibe.
certainly pulled off the look.
Yes.
Tell you that much.
It was a classic one.
Yeah.
It was a classic one. That was fun.
Yeah, well, I tell you, we can move on to my first big, I suppose, actually, no, this wasn't the first white monkey job. The first white monkey job I did was the architect thing, which I've explained recently, but the gist of it is I was, actually, no, that was after this. So this was my first actual white monkey job, is where I was working for that guy who's sitting down there, that guy over there.
Wait, who's that?
Oh, yeah. You know who that is?
Who's that?
It's Rape Ape.
We actually, can you believe, imagine if he's watching this right now, because he got out of jail, right?
Yeah.
He might not have ever gone. Imagine
he only went for 2 years.
Imagine he's sitting here and he's like, holy shit, that's a picture of me sitting at this table. Go back to the shot. Sitting at this table and me signing autographs back in my heyday before I got charged for rape. And then there's two foreigners, me and you sitting here with a actual painting of him.
Yes.
It's incredible.
It's great, isn't it? It's just, there we go. Rape Ape and the Beach Monkeys.
We actually, the first iteration of this is the sketch.
Yeah.
We had a painting. We donated thousands of dollars to a fund that helps trafficked women and abused women.
And raped women.
And rape victims. And it actually went really well. It was really good charities. We
and
vetted
all
them,
of you guys really helped
and all
with
of
that.
you guys made that happen.
So thank you. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, this guy was a complete weirdo. And he used to dress up all the women as air hostesses. And, well, I've got a whole bloody long video if you want to go, work out. I said I was a bodyguard for a Chinese serial rapist. That's the name of the video.
Yeah. And you were.
Yeah. And I was. And that was my white monkey job. I had to stand and follow this guy around. I had to learn all the bodyguard etiquette. I had to do like a crash course on bodyguard etiquette, which includes all that crap. Like when you open the door, you have to put your hands so they don't bump their head on the door when they get out of a car. And
How did you feel being in that position to help this absolute scumbag?
Well, I didn't know at the time.
At that time, yeah. But
at the time, I thought it was weird.
It was weird, right?
But, the fact of the matter is he was my boss, the big boss, okay?
Sure.
And he had this weird culture at work. Nobody got to talk to him, okay? Because he's like he's high and mighty. He's too important. Everybody had to bow whenever he walked in, all this weird stuff. So he obviously liked the way I looked, and so he started to use me.
You have that vibe.
He started to use me in all of his advertising. So
I saw one of those.
There are huge billboards, okay, up in Shenzhen. There were, which had me on them, okay, for his company. Yeah. And I was in all the flyers that were handed out, and they used to have those, those adverts on the elevators.
The LCD screens.
Whenever you walk into an elevator or inside, they've got like,
You are everywhere.
It's crazy. Advertising his company, and that's actually how an ex-girlfriend of mine tracked me down. If you'd watched my live stream yesterday, I talked about a situation. Anyway, she found me through that and tracked me down. It was interesting. The one that ran away when I didn't have money and then came back when she saw us famous. That one.
Oof.
Anyway, that didn't go anywhere.
This horrible situation to donate lots of money to actual victims of sexual abuse because this guy's a horrible.
He's a disgusting piece of shit. He's the rape ape, beach monkey.
He's famous now.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my white monkey job, pretending to be a bodyguard.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So
I mean, you had like a cool persona.
Yeah.
But the outcome of that is very bad.
Yeah, true.
The fact that you.
It turns out. Yeah, I thought I was a bodyguard for a serial rapist.
Yeah.
But the thing is, speaking of cool, it was freezing cold. That was New Year's Eve. Christmas Eve in Xi'an. It was snowing and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty far north.
And I was just wearing my suit. I didn't have any undershirts or anything. That's just a flimsy little shirt and that. And I was wearing boxer shorts and normal, suit pants. I've never been that cold in my entire life. And I had to stand out there for hours and hours. Yeah, hours and hours the entire time because I had to stand with this guy and walk around with him and walk to all the places. And then he did that whole thing where we had to go to dinner with government officials and I had to drink for him. You know that crap?
You had to drink for him?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's the thing in China, okay? When you've got an important person, specifically if they're a government official or whatever, they'll have a designated drinker. So they get to say, everybody cheers, but then they don't have to cheers the swill baijiu or whatever it is. He says, everybody drink, and then you have to drink on his behalf.
I had to do that so many times for family members that were in
Kind of like a
government.
whipping boy.
I was the whipping boy
It's like a
because he
whipping
couldn't
boy.
drink, but he
Yeah.
has to be in a high government position. So what better to have than a foreigner, little whipping boy to drink your booze? That's a white... I've done that.
That is
I've
a
been
white-
a designated drinker, like multiple times, almost died.
Yeah, that is a white monkey job.
I have to make a proper video about that.
I've got footage, by the way. I've got a video.
Nice.
I got a video still on my channel. It's something about Chinese drinking etiquette. You want to see me drunk out of my skull? It was after one of those situations where I had to drink, and I actually made the mayor of like that city in Inner Mongolia collapse.
We both made mayors in Inner Mongolia collapse.
Really?
Yeah, well, not a mayor. He was a high government official.
Okay, yeah.
That's crazy.
I really hope I can dig up the
His wife
the
had to pull him
photos.
out of the toilet.
Oh, that's
puking everywhere.
That's gotta be
I
the
was
worst.
like upside down though.
Oh,
I almost
yeah.
died.
Oh, sure.
Anyway, that's not something to brag about.
Yeah, no, for sure. But that's a white monkey job for sure.
Absolutely.
I think it is something to brag about, to be honest.
Okay, next.
I think it's great that you can make make
you
a government
win.
official lose face like that.
True.
And I tell you what led to it was he was getting annoyed because he had a designated drinker, but I was not, giving up. And so he's like, well, screw it. And then he started to drink. And so
I remember it was the same thing.
Yeah.
He was like, I guess he goes like this. I guess I don't have to open the second bottle of Baijiu because no one here will drink with me. And then everyone was like silent. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, no problem. He's like, son of a bitch.
Yes, exactly. No, it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
And you know how they start with those little thimbles? They got this tiny, looks
Yes, it starts with that, and then it
like a
goes into
mini
the full
wine
cup.
cup. It looks like a mini wine glass,
tiny little
and
wine
they'll
glass.
fill that up, and then everyone's like just having little sips. But then they've got a jug that they pour into it, and then eventually people are just drinking from the jug.
And you're like, dying.
Oh man!
Oh, it's making me want to die.
yeah, it's making me want to puke. I've got those fumes. You know those fumes in your nose. Oh yeah. No more Baijiu for you.
Never.
Yeah.
Ever
Seriously.
again for the rest of my life.
So that's a white monkey job I did, which is at the time, to be fair, I was working for him.
Yeah, and
I
you
was an
didn't- but you
employee.
didn't know.
It wasn't against any visa rules or anything.
In case no one watches your video, I want everyone to know that you tried to stop him once
Oh.
you found out he was a rapist. You actually tried to take him down from the inside.
Yeah, I confronted him. We tried to plant like MP3, back then with those primitive things. This is 2007, right? MP3 recorders and stuff to try and record and catch him in the act of doing. So we tried all sorts of stuff. I actually got fired for standing up for one
Yeah.
of the girls and kicked out.
I thought that was an important key.
Yeah, oh yeah, no. There was a lot of things we tried to do but failed. I've got 2 videos about this on my channel if you haven't seen it already. Anyway, so that was a big white monkey job for me.
Walk like a turkey.
This is a typical demo class.
Yeah, that's a demo class, right?
Like, get the foreigner to do silly stuff.
Yeah.
For the parents.
And I mean, I got to say, that's a big part of being a foreigner in China. You have to be ridiculed. Mm-hmm. You're just entertainment. You're something to be ridiculed.
Yeah.
It's not nice. Unless, of course, you go there to be a factory boss or something. That's different. But if you're there doing ESL and stuff, you will find yourself in a situation like this.
Yeah.
You got to really let go of your dignity. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta let it go and let it, like, go off and get married and have
Yeah,
kids.
that's correct. Yeah, because you go walk like a turkey.
Yeah.
Again, we go back to the merman.
Yeah, this is another situation. Different mermen.
Mm.
I think these guys have better outfits, to be honest. They have flowing tails. They're much prettier than the other guy.
And what do you think they're doing?
Probably
Other than making me
probably
realize that
real.
I need to start working out again.
It's perfume.
Yeah, it's perfume.
Yeah.
They're selling perfume.
I want to smell like a sweaty ass merman. That's what I want to smell like.
Yeah. Anyway, you can see the look on that guy's face. He's like, "Oh shit, someone's filming this." See the look on his face?
Yeah, he's like, this is gonna get out, and it actually ended up going in a video that hit like 3 million people.
Yeah,
2 videos. So.
This poor guy, because he took the job
Poor
and he's
guy.
like, "Oh man, this sucks."
I'm not after these guys.
No,
I get it.
He's like, I hope nobody sees me like this. Like, let's just get this over with. Let's get this day done. I'm gonna get my 400 RMB or whatever it is. Let me just do this.
What I will say is that I could never pull that. No one wants to see me in that position. They have much better bodies than I do. So flaunt it. Sell it, boys.
Yeah. Be a merman.
Be a merman.
Yes.
Merman.
Absolutely.
You get magazines.
Yeah, but that's not really white monkey. They're just stealing stock photos.
Yeah, they do.
There we go. There's another
hire
event to go do stuff.
A lot of underwear models, usually from Eastern Europe.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call that a white monkey job. I think underwear models are underwear models everywhere.
No, I understand that.
These are just prostitutes.
But I will say, go back.
What?
Go back.
Okay, I'll go back. But I'm just saying, what are you showing us this Why do we
You
have...
put this together.
What?
Why are
Okay.
you gaslighting me? Okay,
I know.
stop.
Okay, yeah.
I want to point out underwear models.
Somebody's
because
going to start calling me a dickhead now.
It is a white monkey job, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because this is for a Chinese brand.
Oh,
you understand? These
yeah.
are Chinese Taobao, like, cheap underwear, discount underwear, right?
Yeah.
You can put your head over it. It's fine. You know why I had to censor that?
Why?
You just guess, okay? You don't say it.
Was it budgie smuggling?
It's not just that.
What? Oh.
I don't know why.
Okay.
I think he was trolling everyone because look at his smirk. You see that? You know he's taking the piss.
Yeah.
Oh, it's holding it back in. Anyway, so the reason it's white monkey job is that they hire white people to sell Chinese brand underwear.
Sure.
So that is a white monkey job.
Yeah.
The guy on the left is doing a great magic trick. I don't know if you can figure out his method.
Yeah, I saw that with the bin. Let's play that.
Wow, you did it.
You did it.
Now, the reason I put this up there without context, this is not to be made fun of.
Yeah.
In northern China, they'll often get Russian women.
Not northern China, southern China too.
No, listen.
Okay.
From northern China, across the border.
Oh, right.
They'll have them hang out there for a while or whatever, and they'll eventually make it south. But they'll have Russian women that unfortunately end up in prostitution because they can charge way more. And I'll tell you how this happens. It's actually a fantastic documentary. I think it was by Vice. Was it by Vice that we watched?
I don't know.
Remember we watched that? The failed models end up having to do this?
Yeah, I think we
I think
did.
it was Vice, yeah.
Probably.
Great documentary. So what happens is they'll go to China and get promised modeling work.
Yes.
So like the merman gig that you saw?
Yeah.
Things like that, like the merman gigs, the runway models for the underwear stuff, that kind of stuff. They go there for that because in their small village in Russia, you're going to make a lot more money in China for getting white monkey job. But a lot of times they get held in contracts and they can't actually get any money, so they end up in things like this. Now, this might not be full-fledged prostitution. It could be a hostess type thing where you have to just drink with people.
Yeah.
Right? But that being said, it's pretty awful what happens.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, when I was studying in the Shenzhen University, right? Mm-hmm. That would have been between, I think, 2007 and 2009 was the time. So while I was busy studying Chinese, right before the Beijing Olympics, they suddenly started to crack down on visas. Remember that? Where they have to force, people. And so a lot of people that would normally be working just kind of under the table on tourist visas and stuff couldn't do it anymore. So suddenly we had a whole bunch of Russian women join our class because they were getting a student visa.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, as a thing. So we had a bunch, and it was really random because the majority of the people in my class were Korean and Japanese, and a couple of. No, actually, I was the only white foreigner. Like other than Asian foreigner, you could say. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of Russian women arrived. And they arrived and they stayed for a day or two, and then they just didn't turn up for class because they just came to get a visa, and they had to the minimum you're supposed to come in or whatever. So they come in once a month or something, and they just come in to sign the thing, and then they had a deal with the local visa guy because what they do is they get a whole bunch of different color pens, and then they'd sign in for every day with a different pen to say, "Oh, I've been here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday," that kind of thing, and it was just blatant corruption. They actually, a good moral to a good thing that happened is the guy that was in charge of the foreign visa stuff actually got arrested later for corruption because he was doing this a lot. And he was taking favors and doing weird shit and being paid bribes. Anyway, the fact of the matter is, I remember one of the girls that came to my class, and I was hanging out in a one of those urban villages, and I saw her get out of a car and go into one of those brothels and come back out, and she spotted me, and she was like, "Don't tell anyone in the class." Okay.
That's so bad, though.
I mean, just to tell you that it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And it is, when you get those prostitute flyers, they always advertise we have, foreigners.
Yeah, and it's more expensive.
It's
way
more expensive.
It's super effed up, actually.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this stuff ends up being human trafficking.
Of course.
It's something that we have to call out every time because China's still not dealt with its human trafficking.
Of course,
epidemic.
it's not. It's terrible.
Horrid.
Yeah.
Definitely spread more knowledge about that because China keeps trying to cover it up.
Yeah. Remember when these guys invaded?
No,
this is old. This is old news, but
it's classic though.
They were out to what were they? What was it, canned soup or something?
Yeah,
or
some sort of food.
Yeah. So
or drink.
They all dressed up like the 300 Spartans, and they went marching along with their canned beans or whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever the hell it
but
was.
then they all got arrested. You can actually, if we get ourselves out of here, look down there in the bottom corner, you could see one of them being
Poor
arrested.
guys.
They all got
Poor white
arrested.
monkeys.
Yeah. Because, one thing that people don't realize is it's not legal to do this.
No.
It's not legal.
No, the white monkey jobs are illegal.
They are illegal, yes. And another thing that I found out was illegal is handing out flyers as a foreigner.
Very illegal.
And I know this because when I was working at the rapist's place, right? What they'd do is occasionally they'd get us to go out into the public because it was right next to Huajianbei. You know, Huajianbei is a big electronics district. They'd get us to go walk around and hand out flyers and free packs of cards, which, by the way, I realized is a dangerous thing to do because we're handing out flyers to like just normal people on the street. And you've got all those guys sitting around on their tricycles and stuff to do like deliveries. You know, the pedal tricycles, and they take all the boxes and they take them around. So we ended up in the corner where all those guys are. And we gave away a free pack of cards to a passerby. And suddenly we were swamped by these guys because they wanted the free cards. Because, they sit there and play cards all day. Because remember the rapist guy had those cards? I showed it to you in China, remember? And they have the really weird, sexy pictures of all his staff on the back, So it's normal playing cards. Anyway, so we were handing them out, and these guys just came and just basically grabbed all of our stuff and mobbed us to try and get those free cards. Anyway, the reason I'm saying this is there was a day that I wasn't at work. It was my day off, luckily. But the rest of the foreign staff went out to do this again, to go hand out flyers, and they all got arrested. They actually got arrested, taken down to the police station. And the boss had to pull a weird thing where he got, one of his trusted sexy staff members to go and deal with the boss at the police station, and then they all got released. But we found out that day that what our company had us doing on the streets countless times was actually illegal.
Yeah.
That's how China works, though. You don't know what's illegal until they tell you, hey, that's illegal.
Yep.
Know what I mean? Anyway, so these guys got arrested. That's another white monkey job.
And this is the category of the actors. So you'll be in Chinese shows or movies, usually playing the bad guy. We have to, it's been a while, we have to play the classic clip of the foreigners. We actually know a couple of them.
Yeah, you know what? There's one of these guys in here, I contacted him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I loved you in Zhongguo Bingwang, which is the name of this movie, which means like the king of the Chinese soldiers, right? And he actually replied, and he was like, yeah, there was a hell of a blast or something. And I said, man, you got to come for an interview on our show. And then he looked us up and he ghosted me. It's like, you know what I mean?
Well, because he probably wants more jobs.
Yeah, because that's his thing. He does these little bit
we won't tell
parts.
which one it is.
No, but he does all these little bit parts.
There's a bunch of foreigners like Americans.
Yeah, so we're going to get out of this and just show it to you quickly. All right, so let's do it.
Just you guys? Huh? Can ya? You, what's your best skill? Oh, you don't know English, you idiot.
What did you see?
Oh, you understand English, huh? I said, what's your best skill, little man?
So, dare you compete with me?
Whatever. Come on, man.
See? Are you convinced?
This doesn't count.
What do you want?
Yeah, so...
put it back freeze frame. I just want to explain that. There's a couple reasons why this is so funny. This is your typical, like, hire the white monkey type, foreigner type people to be in a movie or a show to give it more, like, Hollywood credit. But they won't hire actors. They'll just hire random people, right? And the problem is if you let this guy come up with his own lines, the foreigner, he probably would have been fine. But they make him read their own script, right?
Sure.
So it sounds so unnatural. It's unbelievable. And then they dubbed the Chinese guy over with like machine
Dare
language.
you compete me? This has been another one of our favorites around the office forever. It's hilarious.
It's so good.
So we have the full movie of this, you know, which we found. It took us forever because there was this clip was going around. And for those of you who are listening and who are not watching this, it's basically, I'll set it up for you. It's about like the Chinese military doing some exercise and they get some help from like some US soldiers. Okay. So when they meet the first time, they're kind of having this thing in the the boss American soldiers walking around saying like, "Hi, you idiot! You don't even speak English."
Like so natural.
Yeah. And then he's like, "What did you say?" And then he basically challenges him to like a little target practice pistol fakest ass looking thing you ever seen. And the American guy kind of does a fairly good job, but then the little chubster over here, he does like a blindfold. He turns the other way and he like shoots all these. All in. Yeah, he goes all in and he's like, "Are you convinced?"
The funny thing is, the whole point of the movie is this guy, like, we watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
The Bin Wang, the guy, the soldier guy, the Chinese guy, he's kind of like, they set him up as like this nobody. Like, he's never going to make it through the army. He's crying. He wants to go home.
Yeah, he wants to go home to his grandma.
He wants to go home to his grandma. And, like, everyone makes fun of him.
Yeah, right? But then it turns out he's badass.
Turns out he's a badass, and he, like, kicks everyone's ass. And this is a typical scene you'll see is get all the foreigners there, and the Chinese person will win. Right.
I must say that it's so hilariously bad, this movie. It's one of those that's so bad it's good.
That's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
I would watch it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd watch this over Wolf Warrior.
Oh yeah, this is much better than Wolf Warrior.
Wolf Warriors suck. It takes itself too serious. You know, this is...
Yeah, this is more fun.
I actually, the fact that this movie does take itself serious is what makes it so good.
Yeah, because it's so serious.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so bad.
Yeah, remember that. No, we'll get into it another time. But yeah, that's a white monkey job right there, being an actor. And you see this often. And it's weird. You'll get people that are not what you would consider actor worthy.
No.
Just being actors. So it's just
that's what a white monkey job is.
Yeah, they just get like a random foreigner. It doesn't matter like what you look like, but you're just a foreigner. And so we can throw you in this TV series or this movie, you know?
To be fair, this guy looks like a soldier, but the fact that they fed him a Chinglish script completely takes any seriousness out of it.
I know. Whatever.
It was me.
Whatever.
Like who? What? That's not a reaction to that.
No. Dare you compete me? Whatever.
What? Like the line he said before that actually is so unnatural.
Which
it's
one?
Not his fault.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you?
Can you? Yeah. What is that all about? Yeah. Let's play that again.
Just you guys? Huh? Can you?
Like that's not. He would never say that.
Just you guys, huh? Can you? What does that even mean?
Can you what?
Yeah.
You, what's your best skill?
And have you ever I've seen this so many times it makes sense to me now.
Yeah.
Have you ever approached someone, like you're in the supermarket, right?
Yeah.
And someone looks back and they're like, how's it going? And you're like, what's your best skill?
What's your best skill? Exactly.
They're like, what? Why?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know English, you idiot.
You idiot.
You idiot.
What did you see?
What did you say? Yeah, he's got to come in here and like prove this guy wrong.
Can ya?
Oh, you understand English, huh? I said, what's your best skill, little man?
So, dare you compete with me?
What?
I love that. It's like a machine
and it's
language.
dubbed wrong.
It's dubbed, and I think it's computer language.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's hilarious.
Never. Come on, man.
And I love that. By the way, this is one high five scene. They do this so many times in this because I think they have this archetype. This is what Americans do: is they high five each other all the time.
Yeah, correct. I mean, you missed out the part. We had to cut it up a bit, but you missed out the part where he's high fiving everyone because he's just shot his beer bottles, right? And he did a pretty good job, by the way.
Yeah,
he hit them all.
He did.
So I don't understand why
he's not
the Chinese soldier thinks he won. Yeah, he didn't look, but he's still that's not how a target practice thing works.
I don't know, man. If you can do it blind,
maybe.
You can shoot those Qingdao bottles with the same stock sound effect
over and over.
It's like, yeah, what's up? This guy's like being like, no, I love this.
Yes.
It's so bad. It's like when you have like a 1991 computer and there's like sound effects you play over and over again.
Yeah, that's right. Like when your window crashes and makes like
yeah.
You know what I mean?
See? Are you convinced?
This doesn't count.
What do you want?
I like how he says, "What do you want?" but the subtitle says, "What do you have left?"
Yes. What do you want?
It doesn't say that.
No. What do you want? World peace. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now we've got the
food stuff.
The food stuff. This, by the way, is very unethical. I believe. The guy has no teeth. Okay.
Right.
If you don't have teeth, that means whatever you're eating is bad. Okay. Why Why are you selling stuff to people that's going to make them lose their teeth?
I used to see this all the time on TV. I would watch like a Chinese dating show. I used to love Chinese dating shows, and I would watch it, and the commercials would come on, and this one would always come on, and the guy even became the logo.
Yeah, Ameria.
It's these biscuits with like a frosting, almost like a cheesy, milky, it's like a milk flavored frosting.
I've had them before. Yeah. I ate all that trash.
They're not good.
I ate all the trash in China.
You did. You were.
You know me. I'm a trash eater. Yeah.
But then, I'd see him, and I would always be like super concerned. I'm like, why does this guy have no teeth? He's completely toothless.
He is.
Could put dentures in or something, right?
And he's got that stupid thing in Beijing where you can go speak with the echo inside. What's that thing called again?
Forbidden Kingdom.
No, that building.
Oh, that building. Yeah,
we went there, remember?
Temple of Heaven or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is, that thing. It's in that park, and you go in there, and when you talk on one side, it has that weird effect.
I wouldn't call it stupid. I think it's pretty cool.
Well, you know what I mean. But what does that have to do with?
This placement of that is stupid.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not a stupid building. No. It's just like, this is stupid because
he's standing in front of that.
First of all, the product's called Ameria. I think they missed the C.
That's what I said.
You know what I mean? It's got to be America.
Yeah.
But it's got nothing to do with America. And this guy looks like British, if you ask me.
He's something. He's missing his teeth.
He's toothless is what he is.
He's toothless from the movie.
Yeah.
What's on his... Oh, I never noticed. What's on his outfit? It's an American
Eagle. Roland Messner or something.
Can you pull it up here? I can look at it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, you think it's his name?
Yeah, it's his name.
Okay, don't worry about that.
It's Roland something or other with an American Eagle looking...
I like his
FBI looking badge.
Yeah, it looks like the FBI badge.
Yeah.
Or like any State Department thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it's kind of ridiculous.
But yeah, he's got no teeth, so why? And look at that Coca-Cola ripoff.
Yeah, exactly. It's really ridiculous.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I am Richard.
Oh, this is our favorite.
This is another food stuff thing. So just set this up real quick. This took me so long to find, but because I saw low-res versions of it. But there was this thing going around in China where this thing called black garlic was super popular. And it's this Japanese cooking method of taking garlic and cooking it slowly for a month.
Yeah.
And what happens is it caramelizes and it takes all the kind of harsh garlic taste out and it becomes umami flavor.
Yeah.
Chop it up, cook vegetables with it. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
And I like it. I actually use it in cooking. But for some reason, this black garlic company decided we need to have a white monkey.
Yeah, we do.
To promote our black garlic. I mean, when I think black garlic, I think of a British guy, apparently. So they get this guy to put on a suit.
Yeah.
And pretend like he's from England and then talk about black garlic. But in fact, he's most likely Russian.
Yes.
And he doesn't speak English.
Correct.
But so the average viewer in China who doesn't speak English has no idea that this guy's not speaking English. Right?
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah, because it's just, when I couldn't tell the difference between Russian and Polish or whatever.
Yeah,
people speaking.
Because you don't speak it.
Yeah, because you don't. So when you're hearing, it's just a foreign language, like a why you, whatever it is. So we'll just play this for you. For those of you who haven't seen this, it's a treat. So let's do it. We'll disappear for a second here. Here we are.
I am Richard from England, European General Agent of the Ginger Boss. I am a very demanding person for food, and I chose Jiang because of the high standards and high quality of Jiang's products. Single-handed black garlic energy up to 1,100 kilojoules. Very high nutrition.
I like that by the end of it.
Yeah.
It's dubbed from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Go back. Like, I'm Richard from England, but his lips are moving at the correct pace.
Oh, yeah, in the beginning. Definitely.
Yeah, it's like...
Ginger Boss.
Right? But then later, like, he's like slack. He's just bending. He's like, fuck this.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it anymore.
And it doesn't match the dialogue. He's just like, they're like, just speak. He doesn't even know the word hi. He nutrition.
Yeah, he nutrition.
And I'm not blaming him.
No, it's not his language.
He doesn't speak English. But why did you pick him?
Yeah.
If you want him to speak English.
Well, you know what? And I got to say, there's some dastardly stuff going on in China. I used to work my first actual proper job was at a kindergarten. I told the story in my stream. And I kind of worked my way up in the ranks to head teacher when I was there. And that just means I've got a lot more responsibility and still get paid the same.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, anyway. So I was head teacher, and one of the things I'd have to do is when foreigners would come in to try and get a job, I'd be there to vet them and pretty much Ginger Boss arrived one day, okay? Pretty much Ginger Boss, okay? And he had a Chinese agent. Now, the Chinese agent comes in talking big. got this guy's from Georgia, like USA.
Okay.
Yeah, USA, Georgia, he's from the USA. And he's great at his English and all this stuff, and blah blah blah.
Great.
Yeah, he's great. So basically, the guy sits down and he sounds like, Ginger Boss.
Yeah.
I was asking him a couple of questions. He didn't understand what I was saying. He couldn't speak English. He was like, just Ginger Boss. And I was like, where are you actually from? And he's like, I'm from Georgia. Georgia. Like out there.
Yeah. In Eastern Europe.
Yeah, Eastern Europe.
Asia. Yeah.
Eastern Europe, Georgia.
Right.
But that's the problem is, you can imagine that this agent of his, this Chinese agent, he would go to like a more rural kindergarten or something, and he would succeed in getting this guy a job, pretending that he's an English speaker. Those poor kids would be learning gobbledygook. They'd be learning Ginger Boss.
They speak Ginger Boss.
Because he had the looks. He looked like a white guy,
他们会这样江老板.
Yes, 江老板. Yeah, das one.
Okay, so you know what sucks actually? That's
Yeah.
Because I want to keep this lighthearted, but my African friends, my black friends,
Yeah.
in China were so devastated all the time because they'd be fluent in English.
Yes.
No accent, right?
Yeah, especially if they come from
good.
America.
No, but even some of the African ones,
Yeah.
they were very, very
Of course.
spot on. Like they've practiced so hard to get rid of any sort of accent so that they could be in the education industry.
Sure.
Couldn't if we spoke next to
Even
each other,
qualified teachers with qualifications.
I'm talking about this one friend I had from Ghana. He had a teaching degree, a master's degree in teaching, and his English, you couldn't detect a hint of an accent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He got paid half of what a Russian girl at his same school did, and her English was terrible.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
But she was white.
Yeah, it's awful. That's
it still happens.
Again,
like
that's
that.
white monkey. It's white this is perfect example of a white monkey. Now
This is a
now this is where we start to really get into the immoral side of things, okay? Pretending to be doctors and I don't know, technicians and things like that,
Doctors are the worst.
Yeah. This guy's selling like a impotence drug, right? That's whatever, okay? But when you've got people Oh, sorry. Before we
get Dr. Man back.
Yeah, we got to get Dr. Man back.
Okay.
This guy's not Dr. Gali.
And he's also not American.
No, he's not.
If you hear him speaking. It doesn't matter, but they lie about it.
The thing is, I knew an old guy in Shenzhen, and he used to brag about doing all these and how he was like a doctor for a breast implant thing, on TV and adverts and stuff. And it's like, dude, he was like a drunk old English teacher, with a rat tail, long rat tail hair, looked like a slob. They put him in a lab coat because he's old, right? He had a white rat tail. Okay.
Jeez.
Like a skullet.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
And they dressed him up and they made adverts and he was like, had to stand there as if he's like a doctor and with a clipboard and stuff, right? They're selling plastic surgery for breast implants. And this guy is giving credence to this hack job place. Nobody knows if they're good or not, but because it's got this foreign looking doctor, the poor girls are watching this advert thinking, I'll choose that one because it looks like they have European doctors or they have like an international doctors. It gives them more credibility. Meanwhile, it's like a hack shop, Right. It's terrible. That's where you really throw your credibility out of the window.
Yeah, we had a guy in the city I was living in. He was going around masquerading as a plastic surgeon. He wasn't, right? They're using him all over the advertisements. And women were choosing it. It turns out that place was like medical malpractice out the wazoo.
Of course. All of them are.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? You've got beauty spas, but they do plastic surgery as well.
Like
you go
as
in
a
there.
side thing.
Yeah, you go in there for facials or a massage, but you can also get like, I don't know, liposuction and Botox and weird, plastic
it's just
surgery.
some rando doing it. It's just like in China to work at a pharmacy. As a pharmacist, you don't have to go to school, right? So you just have some rando that took some little exam or bought their way through it.
Dude,
medicine.
Remember that happened here in the States where they came in and they killed people.
Yeah.
Because like they working in those spa things doing plastic surgery, they started to come in here and just unlicensed do it here, and someone died.
Yeah.
And then they found out the person was just like an IE that basically was doing this in China and came over here, that kind of thing. So you got to watch out for that.
You do.
But that's immoral to pretend you're some professional, especially a health professional, because you've got people selling Lianhua Qingwen capsules as a cure for COVID, for instance. Okay, people that have got no right talking about anything medical.
No.
One might say that they have their own medical issues to take care of.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is the immoral side of white monkey jobs, the highly immoral side of white monkey jobs.
Yeah.
pretending to be a freaking doctor. Then you got like these celebrity sites. It's kind of, you know.
The only reason I want to throw this in here is because you know the classic Zhong Xinas.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Bin Qiling, you know.
Bin Qiling, all that kind of stuff. But I put this vlog he did in my White Monkey video. Yeah. It's a vlog of him in a supermarket in Ningxia.
Right.
And he's like, I like to eat, you know, these cookies or whatever. And I put it, just to avoid copyright, I mirrored the video.
So it's flipped.
It's flipped, you can see.
Right. Yeah, you can see the Chinese, yeah.
Yeah, it's trillered. It's raw, it says raw. I put this frame there, I put John Cena, and I changed the color, and I changed the speed and the voice.
Right.
And I still got hit with a copyright claim.
Of course, man.
It's insane. And I played like not that much of it, right?
Yeah, that's why we've only put screen grabs here, not the video. Otherwise, we'll get claimed.
Yeah, just screen grabs. But anyway, he's walking around in this clip. He's walking around in a shopping mall, and he's like, you might not know this, but in China, they have supermarkets in the shopping malls. Let's go check it out.
Yeah, exactly.
But this.
Yes, we love this one. Yeah, because we also get hit by copyright. But remember this Hiddleston, or whatever his name is, Higglepuff. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Tim
Higglepuff
he made that fantastic breakfast, which is just...
It's a Centrum vitamin ad.
Yeah.
And I guess what they're trying to say is that this whole breakfast has a lot of vitamins.
But they don't explain it in the ad. They just, I made this breakfast for you, and he puts it down. Now,
what is the breakfast? Oh, yeah, you play.
It's literally just, there you can see. He puts it down, and then he puts some pepper on top. Now, this is the part that I like, so I added this in so we could listen. He says...
Pepper on top, right?
Go back to that plate.
No, pepper underneath. What the hell kind of a question is that? Yeah, let's look at the plate, like when he puts it down.
I don't know about you, but that is literally... Okay, so let's break this down.
Yeah.
The left is blackberries.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is carrots.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing is kale. The fourth thing is cabbage.
Yes.
The fifth thing is corn.
Yes.
The sixth thing is red peppers.
Mm-hmm.
The seventh thing is cucumbers. And the eighth thing is red beans. And in the middle is one egg.
Yeah.
And it's all raw.
Yes, except the egg.
And that's breakfast.
Yes.
Who eats that for breakfast?
I'd eat the egg.
That's fine.
I'd eat the egg.
But he's serving a Chinese woman, right?
Yes.
I can tell you in China, they do not eat plates of raw vegetables like this. That's like a pound of vegetables.
No.
And then he puts pepper on it.
Yeah, but I mean, the question that he asks.
Pepper on top, right?
Okay, first of all, surely you should ask before you put the pepper on.
Yeah, and he had to think about it. He's like, oh, I knew I had to do something.
Pepper on top, right?
Yeah. And then he's like, this is my
She's like, no!
No!
Pepper underneath. How many times do I have to tell you?
Yes.
Pepper on the side.
I don't want to see the pepper.
Pepper on the floor. Like, what the hell do you want pepper on that bunch of vegetables anyway?
What? No salt. No cooking. No oil.
Oh, but then
no salad dressing.
Here comes the actual part. He's like,
oh, 还有你的香椿.
That's his one Chinese line. It means, oh, and your Centrum.
Yeah, and also...
Like, don't forget your Centrum.
Yeah, also your Centrum. Now, here's the thing. Now, we've theorized that
We've talked about this so much before.
But we theorized that this plate of garbage that he's put down, this healthy plate of nutritious...
It's barely food.
Yeah. That's supposed to... represent everything you get from a Centrum pill.
Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, okay, but then... Why would you also take a Centrum pill?
He goes, eat this plate of vegetables to get your vitamins. Oh, also, don't forget your Centrum, which has the same vitamins.
Isn't that overdosing on vitamins?
You would think. He goes, or if you don't have time, you can just take this Centrum. We've thought about this many times.
He could have said that, but no, he's like, eat this disgusting plate that, by the way, I didn't put any effort into. I just chopped some raw stuff on and put them in lines. Here you go. Yeah, and pepper on top, right? But eat all of this and then
have it.
Eat this too.
What I want you to have is fat-soluble vitamins to be overdosing in your system.
Yes.
And don't you think you'd go like, you don't need, this is what I would say.
Yeah.
You normally eat this for some reason. Some psycho woman that's eating this.
This is your normal breakfast.
No, fuck the Lucky Charms, give me 6 pounds of roughage.
I couldn't even fit all of that in me, right? You know what I'm saying? It's this little petite Chinese woman there is going to be scarfing down this.
Dude, who sits down at 6 a.m. before work and goes, I want a fucking plate of taco toppings? You know what I mean? Because that's what it is.
And uncooked beans? Dude! Isn't that like ricin, like poison or something? I don't know if you can eat uncooked beans like that. It's terrible. You eat that?
Oh my gosh, it's probably chip your teeth.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So, we're trying to make sense out of this Chinese advertisement, because this is even for a Western product, right?
Yeah.
So to me, Tom Higglepuff would sit down and go, "You usually eat this,
yes,
but I have a better option because you're always on the go."
Yeah.
The fantasy is like this handsome guy's looking after you, right?
Yeah.
You're always on the go. I found something even better.
Yeah.
You can have one of these vitamins and it actually equals more than this.
But they didn't do that. They just said eat this and
this.
And
还有你的上唇. 还有 means also.
Yes.
So she has to sit down and pile in that roughage like a goat and then eat the vitamin as well.
Yes.
He didn't save her anything.
No. What the hell?
Higglepuff's a joke for doing.
Yeah.
Pepper on top, right? Oh, 还有你的上唇.
He's even got like 2 bottles of it.
He's got 2.
Yeah.
Can we see what they're different?
Yeah, one of them's got a blue lid and the other one doesn't.
Oh, okay.
So nothing else. Anyway, and then it's this whole fantasy, and he like walks out and he's like, "I'm going to be busy for a couple of weeks, but I'll make it up to you."
Remember, he goes, "You look great."
Yeah.
You look great.
Bye. I'm walking into black and white land. What the hell's going on?
See you when I come back to color.
Yeah, exactly. I'm walking into the past. I'm walking into like desaturation. What's going on?
It's a beaver.
Yeah, what's going on out there?
See you in Technicolor later.
Yeah, exactly. I'm walking into an original Game Boy screen. I don't know, what is he doing?
He is. He's walking right into that.
Yeah, he is. It's crazy. Oh, it has to be green, doesn't it?
It does. This is a see-through. It's an original Game Boy Pocket.
Yeah, but it's a green
though,
one.
so
Yeah.
you'll see it. Yeah. So Tom Higglepuff is hilarious in this, but we couldn't play the whole thing because I lost so much money because that video went viral.
Yeah.
And then I lost all of it within minutes because of Higglepuff's ad for Centrum, who got all the money.
Yeah.
So I funded this ad.
Yeah, you did. You did. That bloody Higglepuff and his nonsense.
What if you should be like, here, graze on this.
Yeah, anyway, that's the end of our White Monkey segment, guys. So we'll be hitting Wumao Corner in a minute. We got to answer some super chats before we do, though. So let's take a look. We have your mouse is so weird. It's weird using a different computer. Sure. Happy Friday, boys, from Click All Night. Winston, the documentary is great. Loved some classic Serpents today, guys. Yes, here's my time to do a plug. Okay, I'm gonna do a plug. Stay Awesome China, which is the last documentary that I filmed. It came out in 2019, just before the pandemic hit. Fantastic documentary. It is a professionally shot documentary. It cost a lot of money and it cost a lot of effort and time to make. I've made it free on my channel. If you go to my channel right now, you can watch Stay Awesome China for free. There's a link in the description, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Please watch it. At least, obviously, don't leave us now, but go there, open it up, get it in a tab. Please watch it. You're gonna love it. It's my swan song to China. I went to go and meet all the interesting people in the first tier cities. I met with my friend Naomi, sexy cyborg. I met with a nude photographer. I ate freaking rats. Okay. There's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. There's great things in there. So please go take a look. Yeah. Anyway, the next one. Angry Dragon says, today's my friend's birthday, and a gift is the CCP's end.
That's a big ass.
That's a great gift. Let's hope it happens. And happy birthday to your friend. Mm-hmm. Beijing Bikini says, what do you think of South African brands? Example, Jim Green.
What's Jim Green?
I don't know.
Are you South African?
I know Douglas Green. Dude, they've got the most racist ad. It's so bad. I got to show it to you sometime for Douglas Green.
Okay.
There's like a Japanese tourist going around there, like.
Oh, you showed that to me before, yeah.
And it's like trying to find out where's Douglas Green. I'm not gonna impersonate it, otherwise certain people will take it out of context and say I'm racist. But it's an interesting thing. But I tell you what, South African brands, whatever. I can't think of any off the top of my head that are any good. You know, so.
What about those clips?
No, but Biltong and Druavos.
Oh, I love the South African food.
That's not a brand. Spur Steak Ranches are great. Wimpy Burgers, awesome. It's kind of like the South African equivalent of In-N-Out, to be honest.
Oh, cool.
Wimpy's great.
I miss In-N-Out.
Yeah, dude, Wimpy's amazing. Anyway, yeah, I'll think of some. Maybe there's something I'm forgetting. Denel, you know?
No one knows unless they're from there.
Denel makes all the military stuff, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Rip through. We're going to be here all day.
Sorry. The Hand of Charlie Jian says, ADV family, it's been great seeing familiar names calling out Wumao BS at CGTN. But do you report them for promoting terrorism and misinformation?
We don't report anyone.
No.
For the most part, unless it's a personal thing. But we don't ever advocate for brigading or anything like that.
No. We just want people to know that this is a thing. Open people's eyes and don't let this stuff fly under the radar. Jerry Huang, thank you, says, a year ago from today was when Li Jingjing welcomed the Guli sisters on Twitter whilst claiming that they're not affiliated with the Chinese government, making it a half-baked April Fool's joke since it was posted on the 1st of April.
That's actually really, Jerry, you should have reminded us before because we would have included that.
Yeah, we would have. That's actually really funny. Lightseeker says, roses are red, violets are red. Give it 10 years, she will be dead. Okay, well, yeah, who knows? No, definitely not. And they'll have him on life support for as long as possible.
Yeah,
just like Mao. Yeah. Matthew Ollis, congratulations, Winston, on the million. What's your favorite Chinese film / TV series? Asking because most of it, I feel, is not great.
I'm not going to waste time on this, but I'll make a subreddit post about that.
Yeah, well, definitely. We actually do have some proper. Just like the film we saw the clip from earlier, it's one of the greatest.
Yeah, but there's funny bad ones, but there's also good ones.
Yeah, of course there are. Cool. Definitely, Hong Kong movies are some of my favorite movies ever. Yeah.
There's a couple mainland ones that I like,
that's not mainland though, but like definitely, dude. Like, what was it? Beijing with Love.
Great movie.
It's so good. You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, we'll get into that at some point. Let's move on to our next one. Yeah. Which of course is Wumao Corner, where we talk about the haters and what they're doing and all that kind of dastardly stuff.
It's not just our haters. This is something interesting that popped up. So for a while now, I think what's going to happen is for Wumao Corner, we're going to cover when China is doing Russia's dirty work because they've really overtaken the job of promoting Russian propaganda. We caught them out here. What happened is that there's this kind of video going around where they're like, the whole world's going to abandon us. It's only us. You're so lucky to be Chinese. If Russia fails in this war, then it's just going to be us alone to fight the West, Sure. And they're really promoting this propaganda in a way to promote Russia. Yes. And at the same time to promote like, oh, we're on our own. Everyone hates us type thing. But we caught them. It's supposed to be like one girl saying this, right? Yes. But multiple accounts are going out there saying it verbatim. So
exactly the same. Yeah, get us out of here. All right, I'm going to play it for you.
是主权和正义。我只知道，如果俄罗斯这次倒下了，无论谁输谁赢，我只知道，如果俄罗斯这次倒下了，接下来就只剩中国了。接下来就只剩中国了。失去俄罗斯的我们将独自面对整个西方世界的围追堵截。但是也有很多的反对者，他们说你这是被迫害妄想症。这种讲，我想说，你是不是觉得生活在中国太安定了？你是不是觉得生活在中国太安定了？工作开不开心？每天只需要关心吃什么、玩什么，工作开不开心？ 你现在能安安心心的躺在沙发上刷手机当键盘侠，难道是美国和北约赐予你的吗？难道现在能安安心心的躺在沙发上刷手机当键盘侠，难道是美国？如何给小
This is super disturbing, and the reason I wanted to point that out is because they're playing on the sensibilities and sensitivities of people in China when they're like. Before life was so, this is what they insinuate, before life was so bad, we were so poor and stuff. But now, do you think all of these luxuries, like laying on your couch now, you don't have to do anything? The older generation can remember, even my wife's generation can remember how bad life was, right? Sure. So they think like playing on sensitivities, like, oh, now you can just lay around doing nothing all day playing on your phone. Do you think you can do that with NATO and US? Did they afford you those things, right? But also at the same time, they're just putting them out. They're exactly a script that they're told to read.
Yeah,
right?
And the gist of it is, for those of you who were not watching, is they're saying, what if Russia loses, then we will be the only country fighting against the West by ourselves. Yeah. We will be the only ones having to put up with the West.
Here, guys.
What are they talking about? Yeah. We're not hostile. There's not like a let's attack China. No one wants to invade China. China. Who wants to invade China?
No one wants to invade China. The vast majority of people want Chinese people to have equal rights with the rest of the world. So no great firewall, no censorship,
no genocide of minorities.
And stop genociding people. When you do those things, life becomes better for Chinese people. Yeah. No one's attacking you, China.
No one wants to invade you.
No.
I don't know about you.
If there are people, they're not in power.
No.
Right.
Like, I don't want to invade China. I don't think anyone...
Absolutely not.
Maybe Japan during, in the past.
Yeah, like 50 years ago.
Yeah, but no one wants to invade China. Relax, okay?
But this is the thing. This serves a purpose.
The whole purpose behind this is they obviously want people to support the Russian invasion. And that's all it is. It's like, we need to support our only friend, our only ally against this evil West and NATO,
That's it. And this is what gets even more horrible, is this is going around for younger people.
Yeah, so we're going to show you. We're going to show you a little clip here.
This is how they're teaching children about the Russia-Ukraine conflict in China.
Okay, so we'll show this to you, but we're going to play and stop because we don't want to. Well, we'll read it. So the subtitles go like this. It starts out: How to teach children about the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. Okay, now let's look.
朋友讲俄乌的冲突，可以这样告诉孩子：
You can say
俄罗
this to
斯
your
和
child.
乌克兰
Yeah,
Russia and Ukraine are neighbors.
Yes.
是邻居，也是两兄弟，
And brothers.
都是母亲苏联的孩子。
They're all children of the Soviet mother.
Yes, they're children of the Soviet mother. Okay, and listen to the soft voice. It's like, let's teach our children this.
他们本来相处得很
They
好
used to get along，
直到
so
有一
well
天，
until one day
弟弟在外面
the younger brother made friends with a hooligan outside.
In other words, the West.
Zelensky, by the way.
Yeah.
结交了个大流氓，并且想加入他带领的
He
流氓
wanted to
团
join。the gang he leads. And I want to understand the hooligan's a very gentle word. Da Liumang is like a scumbag.
Yeah.
They called Zelensky a scumbag.
I think they're talking about NATO, not Zelensky.
No, sorry. It's not Zelensky's actions to meet the
because
scumbags of NATO.
they want
That's what I
to
meant.
they want to join this hooligans gang, which is NATO, obviously.
哥哥多次提醒弟弟，就是这群流氓杀
The
害
older
了他。
brother reminded him many times that these hooligans who killed their mother.
It's the hooligans who killed their mother. In other words,
the Soviet Union.
Yeah,
They're blaming NATO for the dissolution of the Soviet Union.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just like peak idiocy.
I know, it's ridiculous. So the older brother keeps reminding the younger brother, hey, it's those hooligans that killed our mother.
Right. This is fiction.
Yeah, of course.
他们的妈妈让弟弟远离他们。
He kept the younger brother away from those people, and it shows Putin, by the way.
Yeah.
可是弟弟非但不听，
The
反而
younger brother didn't listen. He got closer and closer.
Obviously to NATO.
To NATO.
The West, yeah.
还和这个大流氓越走越近。
To the
有一次，
scumbag.
Yeah, the Daliumang. It really does mean like a scumbag.
Once.
Yeah.
兄弟俩因为财
Brothers
产
came
问
into
题闹点不愉
because of the property issues.
Okay.
快，那个大流氓
The scumbag hooligan provoked and abetted constantly.
就不断的教唆挑拨，兄弟俩的
So
关
the
系
relationship between the brothers worsened.
就更恶化了。最
Finally, under the instigation and coercion of the scumbag hooligan,
终在大流氓的教唆和胁迫下，弟弟要和流
the
氓
younger
团
brother was going to team up with the scumbags.
Hooligans, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
like-
saying scumbags. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, she's saying it's not hooligan, it's scumbag. They're so nice,
I
these
mean, yeah,
subtitlers.
that's true. Hooligan's more like jovial.
Yeah, yeah.
起来对付哥
Against the
哥
older，brother.
甚至打算在
They even planned to set up explosives in their yard
院子里放上炸药，并筑起炮
and
台
aim。cannons at their older brother. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the country that
Yeah.
invaded Ukraine and went to war with cannons.
Yes.
And they're saying that Zelensky and Ukraine did that to Russia.
Yeah, they're basically saying that the hooligans, the West,
Yeah.
wanted to set up bombs and cannons, in the younger brother's yard and
Yes.
aim it at the
To
older
aim it at
brother.
them.
And
while Russia went to war.
have you seen that's been the Chinese propaganda for the longest time? And they keep saying like how they still have nuclear weapons and
And
stuff.
how they're gonna their whole plan is to destroy Russia.
Yeah. All right, so let's
Fantasy.
Yeah, so let's keep going.
对准哥哥的家，哥哥多次跟
The
弟弟
older
交
brother
谈，
talked to the younger brother many times. It shows Putin when he's younger.
Yeah.
并警告他，
And warned him to stop this behavior.
想让他停止这种行为，可是都不
But
管
to no avail.
用。眼看着炸
The older brother watched the explosives and shells,
药和炮弹就要进弟弟家
which were about to enter the younger brother's yard,
院子了，时刻威胁
threatening the safety of the older brother's whole family at times.
At all times.
At all times, sorry.
着哥哥一家的安全。 最后，
Finally, the older brother couldn't take it anymore.
哥哥实在是忍不下去了，决定教育下弟弟。
Decided to teach the younger brother a lesson. It shows a gavel with a Russian flag behind
Yes.
it.
这就是俄罗斯
This is
和
the
乌克
nature
兰
of the
冲突的本质。
Russian-Ukrainian conflict.
问孩子，
Ask your child what he or she would do
如果他是这个哥哥，或者
if
是
he or she were this older brother
哥哥的好朋友，他会怎么
or a
做
good friend of him.
呢？
How absolutely... I mean, I don't want to be a Karen right now, but how disgusting is that?
It's
How
terrifying.
to brainwash your children about the Russian-Ukrainian conflict
Yeah.
and take Russia's side.
Well, I mean, you see, that's definitely what's being taught to all school children,
Yeah.
because that's what I've been seeing. Whenever
Yeah,
you see
in
the
the
propaganda
classrooms,
in the
yeah.
classrooms and stuff, it all echoes that you know what? Like, Ukraine is the younger brother, like an insolent younger brother who needs to be taught a lesson.
It's kind of like what they say about Taiwan.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what that is?
That
that
is
is pure
projection. Yeah, 100%. It's disgusting. And it's aimed at children. It's brainwashing. And if you ever thought for a minute that China was not taking a side on this, you got to shut up, man. You got to stop thinking. You probably think that milk comes from Mars or something. There's something wrong with you.
Can you go back to that for a second?
Yeah, sure. Let's get us in there.
I just want to see, you know, the gavel came down?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the Netherlands flag.
Is it?
Yeah, can we type here?
Yeah.
Let me pull up your computer here. Actually, I'll use my phone.
Okay. Yeah. Why is that not coming on? No, there. It just took time. Anyway.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. You'll figure it out. I should know. The old South African flag had the Netherlands flag in it somewhere.
Okay.
It's supposed to be orange on top, maybe.
If I type it in Chinese, then it'll okay.
Okay.
So Hulan. Okay.
No, it's the other way around.
Okay, well, it's not Russia. Look.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What is that, like French, maybe?
Look, so Russia is white on top,
yeah,
blue in the middle, red on the bottom. Netherlands is red on top, white in the middle, and blue on bottom. What about Fagua? France? No.
No, it's...
What is it?
Who knows?
Interesting.
You know, this red, white, and blue, man. America's
red,
not
white,
the
blue.
only country with red, white, and blue.
Technically, it's the French flag if it was turned on its side.
Yes, it's a sideways.
It's not the Russian flag.
No, it's not actually.
So anyway, interesting.
Maybe,
Screw
whatever.
up.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. What it is it's brainwashing for children.
Yeah, dude,
it's
that's
awful.
bad. It's upside down Netherlands flag. Yeah.
这就是俄罗
It is
斯
actually. Yeah. Anyway, so we just thought you guys could enjoy that. It's horrifying, actually. It makes me wicked mad that they do this to children.
No,
but anyway,
especially-
let's hit worldview.
Yeah, okay.
This is when we talk about things that are related to the world, but most usually of China. In this case, we're talking about China and Ukraine. It's just what's in the news these days, right?
Sure.
So what happened was there was speculation that there was some cyber hacking type stuff that was going on that was leading up to the war. Right?
Correct.
From China in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So people are like, what's going on with that? That's ridiculous, right? Well, it turns out that the speculation wasn't, the defenders of the CCP were saying, hey, it's just like whatever, normal intelligence gathering.
Yeah.
It's just whatever. That's what they do anyway. They just want to know what's going on there, right?
Yeah.
But actually what it turned out to be was a massive cyber attack.
Sure.
And Ukrainian military intelligence have confirmed this. So there were 600 websites belonging to the defense ministry in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, and other institutions. They suffered thousands of hacking attempts, which are coordinated by the Chinese government, and that was by Ukraine's security service, right?
Yeah.
And the issue with that is that the spy agency revealed that in an apparent sign of complicity in the invasion, Chinese attacks started before the end of the Winter Olympics, and then peaked on February 23rd, the day before Russian troops and tanks crossed the border. And that corroborates perfectly with the confirmation of the information that Xi Jinping and Putin agreed to start the Ukrainian war after the Beijing Olympics.
Were they not trying to hack the nuclear power?
Yes, there were nuclear facilities were in that list of things that were hacked and attacked. And this isn't just hacked, they were attacked, right?
Yeah.
So China was helping Russia in their attack, in their invasion of Ukraine yet again.
Yeah, because...
How many times are we going to say this?
Think about it. It makes total sense. If you can cripple some infrastructure before an invasion, it will help. If you can shut down the power, for instance, or create some kind of chaos or shut down internet communications, anything like that, that's very much a part of warfare.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
It's like like one of the biggest parts of warfare nowadays.
Yeah. So if you can shut this down, then the tanks can roll in and people won't be able to have early warning. They won't be able to communicate, whatever the case, So it's a Luxembourg flag?
Yes.
I guess they screwed up in their little propaganda clip.
Salvador.
Yeah, Chabador, Xin, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, guys, so, I mean, it is now being reported by the Ministry of Security from Ukraine.
Yeah.
So we can take it from them. We'll have to see where it goes from here. We'll hopefully, it turns out to be something.
Actually, we're going to cover this next time. So
this is going to be something next time. Yeah, okay. So, guys, it's time for us to hit Yamcha.
Oh, yeah. Yamcha is the best part of the show. Well, it's the most favorite part.
Are you going to push it ever?
Look.
What are you doing? Oh, weird.
What are you doing?
Something screwed up. Where's our Yamcha? Yeah, guess what? That wasn't your that wasn't your fault. Imagine that.
Don't make this worse.
But can you see?
Stop. Okay. Basically, Yamcha, guys, is where we discuss and just relax and have fun. We answer super chats and, it's not going to work. If it's not working, I'll fix it. Something went wrong. And we would just get to have a chat, basically. And for those of you who are watching us live, you get to watch it. For those of you who watch it over the weekend, you get to watch it Monday. We cut it out of the show and we put it, send it to our patrons. So you still get to be a part of this if you watch it live or over the weekend. So for those of you who are not watching it live or over the weekend, stay awesome and we'll see you soon.
Happy April Fools.